Ba, 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 ba. Buffering again. Can you believe it? Buffering every stream. Buffer, buffer, buffer. So there you go. Hello, everybody. Today is Saturday, the 21st of August, 21? And we come to you from a very, 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 very rainy, did I say it's pissing it down? UK, warm rain today. I got caught in a shower and it was warm rain. So I do like rain. It reminds me of my favourite month, November. So I was quite happy getting wet through in the rain. So there you go. So I hope you are all very well today, peeps. And looking forward to our little show tonight. Should be a good one. Big news, as always. I always say this every week. Big news. It is. It's big news to somebody. Big news in pop culture this week was the fallout from the meetup in Las Vegas with Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers. As you can see, busy week. Moving on. Doctor Who news. This is the real news, by the way. Doctor Who news. Quite excited about this. It has been confirmed by the #1 shill magazine, Radio Times, that the BBC have indeed been in contact with the Babylon 5 creator. So we will discuss that in a moment. Also this week, the second trailer for Marvel's Eternals dropped. Don't think I'm feeling this one, guys, so I'm going to pass. I think it's going to be a hard pass on the Eternals. Just, anyway. 2 episodes, also back to the Marvel camp. Episode 2 of What If dropped this week, and also episode 2 of CBS's Lower Decks dropped on streaming. Kind of half enjoyed Lower Decks this week. I don't know if I'm becoming immune to it or they're just grinding me down. I don't know. With regards What If, not seen it yet, so we've got a lot to get through. So shall we get the guests out, because I want to give the full attention to the featured presentation, as it were. It needs to be given its full attention. So let's get the guests out. So here we go. First up, she's the Princess of Xanadu, but she's the queen of this channel, all the way from the land of Texas Land Shire. Here she is, Reni. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Brown.
Hello.
Long time no see.
30 minutes.
Yeah, right. How are you
How are
this
you?
afternoon?
Yes, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm really getting excited. I don't think I'm weird, but it's almost Halloween season. I love fall. It's my favorite season. I love Halloween, so I'm really getting excited, and I bought a bunch of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff today. Oops. So
What?
yeah. I love fall.
I will say I will say one thing about Halloween is it's on the last day of October, and
which leads into November.
My favorite month.
That's right.
I think you're just trying to get me excited, aren't you?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. So, you pumped? You ready for this?
Yeah, I am ready. This is the first time that I've watched Wrath of Khan in a long time, so I'm really excited to talk about it. And very different movie than I remember watching.
especially if you watch the director's cut, which is a totally different animal. But there you go. Shall we get the next guest out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let me consult my script, even though I know it off by heart by now. Next, get your lightsabers at the ready. A true Star Wars fan in every sense of the word, assuming he can hear what you're saying, all the way from Glas. That's Glas, Vegas. Here we have the wonderful. Can you hear me, Mother? Not Brian Young.
Woo!
Good evening, Mr. Brown. Good evening, chat. Good evening, Reni. How are we?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Doing well. Good to see you. Or good to speak to you.
You good?
You too, obviously.
Obviously. You okay? Yes.
I'm still trying to test out my sound here. I'm kind of feeling very spaced out with this. As
you know, hear me, Stephen?
As you know, I've had a horrendous ear problem for the last week.
Man, I missed out on something really funny apparently with him on Cockney's channel.
I'm listening in mono at the moment with one earplug in and one what do you call it, earphone in. So it's very strange. I'm very disorientated just doing this, but I'm going to soldier on at the true professionalism.
You are. You're picking up the professionalism quite quickly, aren't you? So other than I think you are. So other than hearing issues, you're pretty good, yes?
Pardon?
Indeed.
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm okay.
Shall we get the next guest out?
Yes, let's get the show on the road.
You what? Did you say something?
Yeah.
Hey, here he is. It's going to be a long one tonight. Here he is. He's the jester from Leicester, the channel's very own interior design specialist, novelist, Star Wars fan, and meme machine. It's the Wrath of Swapshop.
Meme machine. Oh my God. That's the greatest dad joke ever. I love it.
You've come to the right place. You know that. Are you well, my friend?
Make enough of my own. Thank you very much, mate. Yes. Hello to everybody. Hello to the chat. Hello to whoever's listening. Hello to you guys.
Stephen
Wonderful to be here again. It's wonderful to be here again. Look forward to it every week because I've got no friends. No, I have got friends. Don't be it's still. Is it still locked down? I don't know. Who cares anymore? What day?
It's locked down somewhere.
What reality are we in? I'm
the Biff timeline.
I'm just glad to be here and chatting to some of the people I hold the highest regard in the entire world.
Yeah, I think we've got the finest panel on YouTube on a Saturday night, don't you?
Any night, mate. Any night, including Friday nights, if you know what I mean.
Hey!
Ooh, wacka wacka.
Shots fired.
That's awesome.
Wacka wacka.
Stand by it. Stand by it.
So you ready for this?
Go on then,
Okay, so we missed him last week. Here he is, the wise elder of the channel, the writer, the portal, the director, and fully paid up member of the Selfridges, if I can say it, Appreciation Society. He is the great MegaGeek himself, Ian David Diaz.
Hello. You do realise that if you spoke a lot faster, we would have actually started already and everybody would be out. You do realise that, don't you, Brown?
Have you got somewhere better to go?
Don't tempt me, mate. Don't tempt me. Yeah, I just thought that
you're such a bitch.
So
He's
many
got
gaps.
a novel on the go in the toilet, so yeah.
So many gaps. So many gaps.
Okay, so you're okay. Okay, so let's get the next guest out. Last but no means least, a YouTube giant in his own mind and time travel expert who's in lockdown. It's the Cockney lockdown.
No, the thing is, right on 10 minutes. If you cut down all the bollocks, got everyone in at the same time, cut out all the knob jokes, you probably only have a half-hour show, but it'd be really good, really tight.
And MegaGeek would go to bed at a sensible time.
So you got to think exactly those those corporate photocopy videos aren't going to film themselves, you know. Got to think about the big picture, bro.
Sorry, MegaGeek, it's my fault. I do apologise.
Cunt!
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
Well, but you kind of have to do the James T. Kirk monologue since we're going to be doing some Star Trek anyways. Might as well get your inner Kirk going, you know,
Get your Kirk.
or inner
Come on.
Shatner.
Do the Kirk. Get the Kirk. Come on, Brown. Brown Kirk.
I'll work up to it. So, should we get the show on the road?
Why not?
Shall we get the show on the road?
It's going to be a long one. Hey, that's what she
Make
said.
it so.
It is. Okay, so first slide. Doctor Who. A little bit of Doctor Who news. So
Ray Winston.
It's nothing like Ray Winston.
J. Michael Straczynski. I can never say his name correct. He of Babylon 5 fame wants to be the showrunner for Who, Doctor Who. And kind of following up what we said last week, according to this tweet, according to Radio Times, which we all know is a bit of a shill magazine for the BBC, BBC has made contact. What do you think, MegaGeek?
Yeah, you know, fine. You know, I don't know. Maybe nothing will come of it. Who knows? He might be the right person for the job. Who knows? But I get a bit nervous because he's American, and no disrespect to Americans, because I think Doctor Who's an English thing, and if you Americanize it, it would lose its flavor. But who knows? He might do a really good job. You know, this moment in time, I don't really care what they do to Doctor Who, because it's obvious they're not going to change their tone of, you know, of wokeness and the feminine agenda, slapping down white males. So if they carry on, it doesn't matter who takes over. If that's the format that they're going to carry on with, then there's no point watching it, is there? There's no point even being interested in it, to tell you the truth. But good luck to him, because he wants the job, doesn't he? So
yeah, I think it's quite obvious that he definitely wants the job. And personally, I think this American thing aside, if there's a man who could probably pull it out the fire, could be this guy. Reni, what do you think?
But don't you think it's a little bit too late for them to try to clean up all the crap? I mean,
they won't. They won't clean it up. Really.
Yeah.
Basically, they'll just keep the stuff. They'll keep it.
So like,
you know.
exactly. So like, Jodie's still going to be canon. Like the Doctor being the timeless child is still going to be canon. The Master being a joke is going to be canon. It's all bad. The only
Retcon the retcon.
Yeah,
that's
the only
I agree with Cockney. We should retcon the retcon. Definitely retcon.
Only way they can do it for me. Retcon the retcon. Have Peter Capaldi wake up. It was all a bad dream or hallucination from the Master or dream master, whatever.
You know what though, Reni? I don't think it deserves that. What you have to do is basically have one line that the new Doctor says is that, yeah, it was all a lie. Let's move on. And treat that era of Doctor Who with respect to what it done to Doctor Who. Don't even mention it. Just say, yeah, it was all a lie, and move on. Don't even give it any time at all. Just completely ignore it. That's what they should do. Yeah.
I mean, I would even take that at the moment, you know, just I don't want to consider Jodie canon. I don't want to consider everything that happened during her era canon. It's pitiful. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not
That's
true
what I think
canon.
they should do. Yeah, that's what I think they should do. Doctor will just have one line, won't even give it any attention, saying, look, yep, unfortunately, it was all a lie. I found out.
Right,
everything's fine in the universe. Move on.
One episode with Ray Winston, I'll sort it right out. You are a shape-shifting slag. Boof, you are done. Right, what am I regenerating to now? Oi, Sheen, no, enough of the ham. Back in the box, Sheen, no. Ayoade, yes, Ayoade, over here, son.
Who's he working for, though? Is he working for the Time Lords, the CIA, the MI6? Who's he working for?
He's working for the KLF.
I'm a Gallifreyan.
Stephen Amore, my future landlord, Ray Winston.
Microphone expert.
Yeah, microphone expert. Stephen Amore in the chat. Ray Winston is a better choice than Michael Sheen for who?
Dude, that's gross.
And then the future landlord says, Radio Times surely must have an interview. June Sarpong, you are paid nearly £300,000 for a part-time job. Why are you so underpaid and oppressed? I think Stephen Amore is on one tonight, boys and girls.
Yeah, BBC's another class, aren't they? They should stay there as well.
I watched Football Focus today, or I kind of turned it over, and is being presented by Alex Scott, who is female.
You turned it over.
She knows, don't get me wrong, she knows her stuff.
For a girl.
Yeah. It's going to be... I'm speechless. The BBC are just they're just so entrenched, aren't they, with all this? I'd like to think this guy could save it, but I think it's the BBC. This guy could save it.
Funny way to go applying for a job.
It's the BBC who are going to sink it. I think that's the problem.
If he was left to his own devices and allowed to actually make the show good, then it could be good. But sadly, the BBC's been infected by pod people from
What's a pod person for the
invasion of the IP snatchers?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone's been shipping those giant alien marrows into the building for the last 20 years and taken over everyone in there and formed duplicates. And now it's just turned into some kind of factory of wokeness, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish Doctor Who would go back to the way it was. I mean, I would even take Bacaldi's bad episodes over any episode that Jodie did.
Yeah,
absolutely. He's a great actor. It's not his fault he had bad writing.
No, what a waste.
Yep,
absolutely.
Problem being once J. Michael Straczynski.
Yeah,
probably does he?
Probably. It is now official that Problem Being has officially endorsed this guy.
The Pope has spoken. White smoke from the papal palace.
He's the man.
So Problem Being wants him, but what about what's that got to do with Doctor Who and him having the job? I don't understand.
Problem Being has endorsed J. Michael Straczynski for the job of showrunner.
Thing is, though, as I said, I'm getting really nervous. But you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm going to leave it at that. Just don't care anymore about the show.
He's over it.
Well, this guy on the screen here, Paul says, Babylon 5 boss says contract has been made with BBC over a Doctor Who showrunner job, Radio Times, blah, blah, blah. That's not good, etc., etc. He doesn't think this American guy should be handling a British show. And Yahtzee at the bottom there, quite rightly.
I'd put that for a reason.
Gives his response. Haven't we had Americans handling James Bond before, and that did all right?
No, Americans never handled James Bond. Obviously the studio that the James Bond was licensed under is owned by the Americans, but it was always the Broccoli's and Wilson that was in charge of James Bond, since obviously Barbara Broccoli's dad died.
Yeah, Chubby.
Yeah, it was his dad. Yeah, Cubby.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was chubby too.
He was overweight.
Nice.
It's going to be a long one tonight, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Roy Chubby Broccoli. The thing about
Roy Chubby Brown.
I think if all was well at the BBC, I do think that it might be a mistake handing over the reins of Doctor Who to an American. Because Americans do think differently to the British, Although me saying that, on the other side of the coin, he might be good for it. You never know. You just never know.
Well, perhaps a job could be created. You could be the executive assistant for him. You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, I would love
Well, there
to
you go.
be involved with Doctor Who. I would love to, but I'm just saying that maybe I'm not the right person for the job either because I'm a fan, you know. And when we talk about Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, when we start talking about that, you'll realize the people that got that off the ground didn't even know Star Trek at all.
Exactly.
So do you know what I mean? So maybe I'm not the right person for the job. Maybe it needs new blood. Maybe
I think
he's
fans need to be advisors, but not necessarily driving the ship.
Yeah, maybe.
Stephen Moray in the chat. Capaldi left under a cloud. He wanted to stay, but scripts or whatever other problems caused him to quit.
No,
He
BBC
didn't
forced him
quit.
out.
He was
He was
booted out.
pushed. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
pushed.
he was pushed out.
He didn't quit. I don't believe he quit. He loved playing the Doctor,
Yeah,
and he wanted to do more. And you could see it in his face when he was being interviewed by Graham Norton when he was talking about it. You'd see that he didn't want to speak about it anymore. So
he was pushed out to make way for Yoda. Is that right?
Yes, make way to the new regime.
Terrible. God.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quite so.
And it's just funny how he said that before those interviews, you know, or it was like a year or two before, oh, I'll play the Doctor as long as I can, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, it's like, yeah, I feel like 3 years is enough. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You're getting pushed out.
Yeah.
It's so obvious.
He's under contract not to speak about it. So
yeah.
Dalek 451 says, like I've said before, my family watch the BBC all the time, and it's like they are completely blind to the wokeness, while it's painfully obvious to me. Yeah, it's like
it's like something being drip fed into the water system, isn't it? You don't realise what's going on until it's too late. That kind of thing.
Football Focus today just oozes of wokeness.
But you know, my mum used to watch BBC all the time, but she doesn't now. She watches mostly the other channels on Sky. I mean, she's constantly watching Judge Judy, for God's sakes, and Murder She Wrote. She's not watching EastEnders or Coronation Street or anything at the BBC. Sometimes she watches the news, BBC News, but mostly she's watching Sky and the other channels on Sky. You know what I mean? So, and quiz shows. Don't talk to me about quiz shows. The amount of quiz shows my mum watches, it's unbelievable. You know, she must be knowledgeable on everything by now. Yeah, she's been watching quiz shows. But yeah,
I think the least woke TV channel on the terrestrial in the UK is probably Channel 5. And we
got their bit of wokeness because they did the Henry VIII thing, didn't they?
And they got the fingers burnt with that. But generally, then they're not bad.
Fucking cool. I'm Henry. Oi, chop. Way.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Channel 5 it's going to get there. It's because every channel's following this horrible cancer, aren't they? They're all observant. You know, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But my sister noticed. She was a normie. She noticed recently. So there you go. So it is feeding out there. It's getting out there.
The normies need to notice quick.
It's like the Time's Up movement in Hollywood. You know, now everyone's sort of like running scared, and they're all trying to appease this movement that's going on, and they're also trying to stay on the right side of it, so no one gets cancelled, no one gets sacked, you know, no one's mansion gets firebombed, etc. And it's just these channels are all kind of looking at each other, going, "Oh no, we need to be a bit more woke. Look, they're more woke than us. Look at the woke chart. Look at that. Look, their weekly wokeness is way outperforming us. Come on, we've got to toe the line. Come on, everyone."
Stephen Amore in the chat. A new regime. Those never went wrong. Russia, 1917. Berlin, 1933. Cambodia, 1975. America, 1492.
Thing is, you think human beings would learn from the past, but apparently not.
No.
The only thing we learn from history is that we learn nothing from history.
And I will just leave the last comment to the wokest fucker on YouTube, Scotty R37. I'm so very woke. We'll leave it at that.
I'll agree with that statement.
Woke bastard. Right, okay. So we'll move on from Doctor Who.
Wokety woke. Super much. Oh, so ugly!
Fugly!
Ah! Take him away! He's cracking the screen. So hideous. Ah!
Is this show still going? I'm quite surprised that they haven't chopped it off.
Has it gone one yet?
Brian, did you see this week's episode?
I think he stepped out for just a minute.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So the season
What
finale
it's all
dropped. Timing.
Was it good?
It was. I teared up. Can you believe it?
Teared up.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just so desperate for some decent entertainment. It just got to me.
Mm.
But I enjoyed it. I think this program has suffered mainly because of the duration of the episode. Some things just feel a little bit kind of sped up when they just needed a few more extra minutes to pad the scene out. There was lots of kind of family stuff on this one.
All about family.
Yeah, it was good. I
Mm.
think I would have liked to, instead of the kind of 42-minute runtime, I think I'd have probably liked to have seen it maybe 50, 55, just to, like the extended cut, if you know what I mean.
Bit longer, sir.
There was a bit of a potential woke bomb that just came in from nowhere right at the end.
Oh dear.
And I thought,
Man, you knew that had to happen.
But I briefly watched. Matthew sent me a link to Mr. H reviews,
Mm.
and he did kind of like a 10-minute review of the series, and he's pretty much said everything what we've said or what I've
Fish and
said,
chips.
and yeah, fish and chips, and what Brian said. It's good. It's not so woke. It's good entertainment. It's our Superman series could be and should be. But his point was that it needs to come away from the CW because the CW is probably hurting it now. It needs to be kind of taken over by, I think he said it needs to be taken over by HBO.
No chance.
HBO, well,
HBO.
Indeed. HBO have heavily funded this series.
Mm.
And you can tell because the special effects, the CGI and stuff looks really, really good considering it's weekly TV. And yeah, he said it's a great program. It's the best superhero thing on TV at the moment. It's probably a few episodes too long. He said it could have been split into 2 seasons.
Like June.
Yeah. But his thinking was that now, if it's going to go onwards and upwards, if you know what I mean, it needs to be, it needs to come away from CW and get funded solely by HBO to take it to the next level.
They
Agree.
probably own some of the rights to it because it is part of the CW. So it doesn't look likely that that's going to come away from the CW. And if it goes woke, then you just stop watching it. That's that really.
Yeah, there has been moments of woke in the series, but because it's been so well written, and Brian will agree with me that we're kind of invested with the characters. It's not in your face, and as we know, one of those woke writers got the boot, didn't they?
At the beginning. At the beginning, yeah.
And the series has been better for that. But I enjoyed it. I'm a little bit the last scene. I thought, I thought, I hope not, because it was a proper woke bomb coming in from nowhere. So
never mind. Could be worse.
We will see season 2. Okay, so So I will move on because Brian is engaged for the moment. So we'll move on.
Mm.
So, okay. So as I said to everybody, it's the best program. Everybody's not watching. So go for it. I thoroughly would recommend Superman and Lois.
On 30/30 or thereabouts. No, it is.
30/30. Okay. I just thought I'd pop this little tweet in as well, because this is directly connected with Superman and Lois and the kind of woke bomb. Dominique Thorne will star as Riri Williams in Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about Marvel, so I did my homework.
As who? Who's she playing?
The 15-year-old
Riri Williams, is that right?
Yeah, 15-year-old super talented MIT student,
Mary Sue, basically.
effectively given the
Exactly.
Iron Man armor by Tony Stark.
She steals his equipment, I think, doesn't she?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right.
But she gets to say that she's a genius and she thought of it all herself. But great empowerment message there was by stealing a man's work. Yeah, great.
Exactly.
That's just like Batgirl, wasn't it? Same thing with Batgirl.
Yeah.
But who cares? Because I won't be watching it.
Yeah, same here. Not interested.
Yeah, same here.
You know, I don't really care for Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore anyways. Endgame kind of killed that for me. So
Also, just as someone that's not white, I've been noticing stuff about black women on screen. If you look at the first Discovery, the main girl, I can't remember her real name. Yeah, her real name. I can't remember. She had so basically she had her hair straightened. It would look very glossy and it looked fantastic and stuff like that. And as the series went on, they kind of slowly took it away, so her hair is natural, the way it naturally grows, and I think that's a statement. And with this as well, especially with the last what is it, the One Division with the girl, she's got a big afro. You know, it's incredible to think that people who are creating the show thinks that people of color now have to have afros. Do you know what I mean? Or not have the hair straightened to make try to make a point that they're of a different race. And another thing as well, as I keep saying, every time they have a trailer for a film starring a black person as a lead, they always play rap music. What is the deal with that? What is the deal with that? I never understood that. It's not like they have Ben Stiller and I have some Jewish music playing for him, is it? It makes no sense.
It's the same with adverts as well, Ian.
Yeah. I don't understand what that's all about. Anyway, I digress.
In the chat, Stephen, I'm better than most people on this planet, says, Amore, I've done online courses at MIT. Wow.
Good for you.
Good for you.
I wrote the courses on MIT. No, I'll tell you what, though, with her
on setting up microphones.
She looks like she became Iron Man. She put a finger in the socket, did her hair.
Exactly. Why she got a huge afro? Do you know what I mean? That went out in the 70s. What is this? What is this way white people that run Hollywood treats people of color? Why they treat them like this?
Stereotype.
If she had the choice, right? I bet you if I gave her the choice, she would have her hair straightened and try and look as beautiful as she can. But no, these people have to make an example of them. It's absolutely ridiculous. I find it absolutely ridiculous, and it should be spoken about. But black people are not speaking about it at all.
Will the Iron Man / Iron Heart helmet be like 5 times as big to accommodate her hairstyle?
That's the question, right?
Or it might have like a hole that you can pull the hair through. Maybe
I wouldn't be surprised.
Will there be like inbuilt hair care product dispensers in the helmet?
I just don't understand.
Frizzies.
I don't understand. So glow, yeah. I just don't understand the logic behind it. You know, is it a statement saying, you know, these people are black, they should be natural and all that crap? Because women, let me tell you, every black woman I know doesn't want that. They don't want their hair to look natural. They want their hair to be straightened to look like, you know, the normal look, as they say. That's why they buy a lot of products. So I don't understand where this is coming from. So anyway, I'll stop now.
I understand exactly where you're coming from.
If you watch Superman and Lois, the last episode, literally the last scene is the picture on the the Riri Williams is literally that. That was the woke bomb just coming in from nowhere. It's like, what the fuck?
What, Superman's got an afro.
No, you'd need to watch it, but if you watch it, you'd know exactly what I mean. It's Hollywood.
He got plastic surgery and got even uglier. No, just kidding.
Damn.
Maybe it's a new kind of kryptonite or something that makes his hair go frizzy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did anybody see the Eternals
trailer?
Yeah.
Trailer?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
What do you think?
And it just looks like rubbish. I'm not excited about it at all. The only person I did.
We're so negative on this.
Well, no, it's not.
Oh my god! But we've got a good point. We've got
reason to be. We've got reason to be, right?
Exactly. Marvel and Disney continue to disappoint. I didn't even watch the trailer because I'm like, nope, it's just going to irritate me. I can't do it.
I had it sent to me in a link, and I totally get what Ian said. I was just watching it like with my head resting on my hand, and it sort of slipped off a few times before I realized I was like, oh shit, yeah, the trailer's still playing. Oh my god, yeah.
Exactly.
Is it just me? But is it that what's the woman's name? The one who was in Bodyguard, my bodyguard's wife, or it was called. Who's the actress? She was in oh god, my brain is so slow. She was in Dusk Till Dawn with the snake. She was dancing with the snake. Salma Hayek. Is it just me? But does Salma Hayek pronounce words badly in the beginning of the Eternals trailer? It was like she's trying to recall English again for some reason. Anybody notice that?
Well, she's Mexican.
I know, but she pronounces words better than that. 'Cause I've seen her in films that she pronounces words better than that. But somehow, for some reason, I think there was one word she couldn't pronounce properly, which is really weird. Look at it again if you ever get the chance to watch the beginning bit where she's talking. I'm like, what did she say?
Yeah, I might have thought that as well. Yeah,
maybe she slowed her speech down. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. But Angelina Jolie's in it though.
Was she pouring tequila down her thigh as it trickled down her calf and her
would be
foot
nice
into the mouth of the director? Was that happening at all?
That would have been great, wouldn't it? If she was doing that, it'd be far more interesting in the trailer, wouldn't it?
I reckon that's Quentin Tarantino. It's your lucky day.
So we're all agreed. Not looking forward to it. Woke bollocks. Sick of it. Nah, not for us.
Pretty much.
I'm saying nothing.
No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
It just shows Gary was right by saying it's going to be
MCU. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all knew it was though, because the signs were there, weren't they?
Gary Bajezel.
I've still not seen Black Widow, and as I said, I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
No, it's all right.
Same here.
Not enough.
And she was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
More art.
I really liked her entrance in Iron Man 2. She was totally badass.
Well, I like her ask, but that too.
What I find amusing at the moment is all the adverts and other shows and TV shows and movies and the media everywhere else is just now catching up to the fact that the MCU and superhero movies are popular, and they're trying to shove it into everything now. And we're all sitting there watching all this stuff and going, Jesus Christ, catch up, will you? 10 years ago, what the hell's the matter? We've all lost interest already, and you're still trying to push it down our throats, thinking that we're all still into it. Oh god.
Yeah. Well said.
Does it make you angry?
So angry. I'll tell you what, though, in that Black Widow, right?
Isn't it really?
Yeah.
In that Black Widow, the whole MacGuffin is these vials of red liquid, right? If you've got a vial of red liquid, any colour really, where are you going to put that? Down your purple liquid, it's all good. Where are you going to stick that? I've got a vial of liquid I need to hide from the villain. Where are you going to put it? Down your top. Come on, Black Widow, think about it. You know what I mean? You want to hit 50 million in ticket sales? That's how to do it. You know what I mean?
That's it. I was just
40 minutes.
watching. I was just watching the trailer, and she says Thanos. She doesn't say Thanos. She says
Oh,
Thanos.
goodness.
What the hell?
That's
Is he orange or
stupid.
something?
Thanos. 5
Call
years
that
ago, Thanos
accent.
snapped his finger. I'm like, what is a Thanos?
It's Thanos when he stayed out in the sun for too long.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good one, Matt.
Just seriously, what is Marvel doing? Bunch of idiots. That's what they are. Never mind.
God
Yeah.
knows.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay. So we will move on, and I think we're gonna have a problem with this.
Go on then.
Oh no,
What's the problem?
he's not here.
He's busy.
He's not here. He's
Oh, right. What's he recommending? You don't know.
Never
Okay.
fear, never fear. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
Ah,
Secret of
well
comedy.
done.
Well
Timing.
done. Time.
Yes.
Well
Saved
done.
by the bell end.
I may be interrupted here. Okay, so it may be a
Okay.
quick mute, and you'll
Okay.
have to move on rapidly.
Okay. Okay.
Right now, then, where am I?
Well done.
I usually throw a few Ryan Johnson-esque dad jokes into these recommendations, but not this week. The subject matter is very dark, so I thought I'd give it a miss. Well, that, and I'm not feeling very well, so no funnies tonight,
Pardon.
or even less funnies than normal. Rather. Now, we all like movies for different reasons, and indeed, sometimes we'll choose a different type of movie depending on our mood. Often we want escapism, exhilaration, or just thoughtful contemplation. On a rare occasion, we'll see a movie that's not so much a piece of entertainment as an experience. For example, just thinking back to last week's The Thing from 1982, it's a rare feature that gives you such a visceral reaction. My recommendation choice this week is one of these such movies, although very different in topic.
I'm ready.
Good. Unsurprisingly, I've chosen yet another film that performed poorly at the box office.
Common theme.
My pick is the 2004 psychological thriller Dead Man's Shoes. Too graphic.
Cue graphic. Graphic.
Not one for Reni as the axe gives the game away.
Yeah, might not be watching this one, sir.
I'll try and pick it. I'll try and pick one decent one for next week
Oh,
if I've still got a job.
you're
anyway.
too sweet.
I do like your intros though, Brian. They're very
Yeah.
good.
Thanks very
Well
much.
crafted. Yes.
I know
go
they
downhill.
always have me intrigued. Oh, what's he going to talk about? What's he
Go
leading
downhill
up to?
rapidly, but never mind. Shot in a mere 3 weeks, Dead Man's Shoes follows the story of Richard, a former paratrooper recently returned from the army, and his disabled brother Anthony. Through a series of flashbacks, we learn that, in Richard's absence, Anthony has been used as a drug mule for a local gang.
Ooh.
The gang have also humiliated Anthony for their own twisted amusement. Unsurprisingly, Richard's return is bad news for the gangsters as he seeks revenge on those who have wronged his brother. In the lead role, it stars Paddy Considine, who will be playing Viserys Targaryen in the upcoming Game of Thrones spin-off, House of the Dragon.
Nice.
You might also recognise him as D.S. Wainwright, one of the sarcastic detectives in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, okay. Yes,
It's
I know
funny in
exactly who
that.
that is.
Yeah. Considine plays his role with total conviction and is supported superbly by Toby Kebbell as Richard's brother. Kebbell, who you might know as the heroin addict in Rock and Roller. He often plays a kind of smart arse in his movies.
Yeah.
However, this role, despite being his first film appearance, could well be his most challenging to date. It also earned him a nomination for Most Promising Newcomer at the British Independent Film Awards. Well, very much a psychological thriller, as I mentioned earlier. The film is also a revenge movie with a story that could easily have come from a Western. The antagonists are not your usual gangsters. They aren't charismatic, calculating, or even moustache-twirlingly evil. They're a ragtag of petty criminals, druggies, and council estate fuck-ups. As a result,
Bit
they are
like Glasgow.
completely... Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
As a result, they are completely believable as villains. It's this authenticity that makes their vile deeds and their eventual predicament feel truly unsettling. Be warned, this film covers some seriously taboo subjects surrounding disabilities, mental illness, and bullying, so you might find some scenes pretty difficult to watch. It received mixed reviews when it came out, and I think that's largely because of these scenes.
Right.
It's co-written by Considine, Paul Fraser, and by the movie's director, Shane Meadows. Indeed, Meadows might have drawn from his own experience of being bullied at school. The reason he was bullied at school, and this is a certified stream killer, if you really want to know.
Yeah.
His father,
Yeah, go on.
his father became a murder suspect after discovering the body of a young girl. The girl turned out to be one of serial killer Robert Black's victims. Right, now that I've made you all feel as miserable as I am, let's move on to Star
yes,
Trek.
it's certainly dark and gritty. I don't know about funny though.
If there was ever a time for a moving on, it's right now.
So where is this? Where are people able to watch this film?
You're going to make me say Jeff, aren't you? I'm not going to say Jeff for you.
Moving on.
Bezos.
Okay. Jeff,
No
send
to
us
the
some money.
bozo.
Send us some money. Okay, so thank you for the recommendation, Brian.
Yay.
You're very welcome. Have you seen this, MegaGeek?
No, I don't normally watch British films like this. It really turns me off because if I want to see realism, I just look out my window. You know what I mean? My estate. You know what I mean? So these films don't really interest me at all. And it's really funny how Channel 4 always Channel 4 and all the British funding bodies always fund films like this. They never fund fun films or franchises or anything like that. They just fund films like this. And I'm really getting tired of the. Actually, I've gotten tired of them. I don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. But I'm pretty sure it's a good film because Paddy Constantine is a good actor and Shane Meadows is a good director. So, but these kind of films don't interest me at all. I'm sorry.
There was a thing going on in Scotland for a while with the films where just about every single protagonist was a total and utter scumbag, and you're supposed to kind of relate to that. And I thought, I can't watch another one of these.
I can't invest in some. There was a film I watched once because somebody convinced me to watch a film just like this, and it was a film about this guy who came from the Falklands, and he moved into an estate, and there was all these black people that were shoving drugs and everything. And at the ending, he goes in and shoots everybody, and he gets killed.
No.
What a great ending! You know what I mean? You're sitting there going, "Oh, okay, well that's that then, isn't it?" You know what I mean? So they like films that, British people have some kind of weird sense of warp. We got to make realistic stuff, and I just don't like it. I can't see the point, really. I just don't see the point. I'd rather watch Star Trek and
I saw
Escapism.
British. I'll agree with you, Ian. I saw a British film called Bad Day. That was very similar.
Bad Day is nothing like these films at all.
See what you did there, Brown.
At all. It is not. At least Bad Day ends in a good way because, as I said, people grow in that film. But with this, it's just too nasty. He's got axe in his hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least I've got good women to look at.
Yeah. Bishop Moore says it's on YouTube for free. There you go.
What's that?
This movie,
Dead Man's Shoes.
Dead Man's Shoes. I'm not surprised.
Not bad.
As I said, do you know what, Brian? I have no doubt this film is a really great film, but I'm sorry, I cannot watch stuff like this anymore. Even when you look at Taxi Driver,
Is that enough?
is great, but when you look at this, it's a completely different class, isn't it?
Like the first 5 minutes of Bad Day, brutal. Really not having a good day. Oh, ouch! It was like
last
looking
night
out the
I got
window.
like that. We're
So-
boldly going, are we?
Yeah. Okay, so before we get on to Star Trek 2, it would have been, if Gene Roddenberry was still alive, he would have been 100 on the 19th of August. Tweet from Stacey Adams. Gene Roddenberry imagined a world of Roddenberry imagined a world of equity, access. I think that should be equality, access, and justice. And he built a universe of shows, actors, writers, and teams that remind us of the hard work necessary to get there. So there you go.
Hard.
I think what Gene Roddenberry tried to create and what we get now is something totally different. But there you go.
There's a letter that he wrote to the when they were making Star Trek 2, and he did say all that stuff that we all like. It has to be, we've evolved and blah blah and all this stuff, and just goes to show how far these people are taking Star Trek. The new people are taking Star Trek away from the original Star Trek. It's just nothing like Star Trek anymore. So there you go.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be for sure.
It's not really Star Trek.
No,
Star
it's not.
Trek.
Yeah.
Wrecked.
True.
Star
Okay,
wrecked.
so-
Star Rex.
Right. So 100 years, Gene Roddenberry.
So glad he
This
wasn't
week.
alive to see what his dream became.
Yeah.
At least he didn't have to see it. So
I think he would be turning in his grave, don't you?
yeah,
I think he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he would literally, be spinning in his grave, going, "What the hell did you guys do? This is
Spinning
not what I
Gene, now they
envisioned."
call him. Spinning Roddenberry. Bow, 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 bow. Orbiting like a starship. What they've done to his creation.
Okay.
I'll get you, Klutzman.
Yeah.
If there was a ghost of Roddenberry, he'd be after him.
Yeah,
So
but why
there's-
waste your time? If you're a ghost, why waste your time?
Right. Well, I mean, I kind of like the torture aspect, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, why bother?
Just bear with me.
He was
Multitasking.
he was very good. And when he came up with Star Trek, it's such a brilliant idea, isn't it? And when you look at the films, they're very, very different from Star Wars. There's a huge difference between Star Wars and Star Trek.
Oh,
Huge.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the production values are different.
The only thing they share is the fact they're set in space, really, and they got
That's
ships.
right.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did,
there's
Rod,
some planets.
did Roddenberry come from was it a Air Force or Navy background?
I don't know.
I think it was I think it may be Air
Army?
Force.
Maybe. Air Force? Sure.
I think you might be right, but I'm not 100% sure.
Someone.
Yeah, because that's where he gets all the kind of ideas from, like all the basically the Enterprise is just a kind of a ship, but it is a ship in space from his kind of, I'm sure it was his Navy days or something. I can't remember, but
Ironically enough, it wasn't Space Force. That's the one service he wasn't in because it didn't exist back then. But it does now.
Yeah. Scotty says he was a policeman and a pilot.
Wow.
And then PCAT says, so it was Air Force. Roddenberry flew in WW2. For our younger viewers, WW2 is World War II. So if you want to Google that.
Yeah.
Is that sequel to WW1, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a trilogy.
Again, for our
Prequel to WWII.
again, for our younger viewers, WW1. Google it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to World War III, which is beginning right now.
Well, we're in World War III now. Bishop Moore,
You
Star
called it,
Trek
didn't you?
across
Bishop.
the universe, only going forward because we
Because
can't
we
find
can't find
reverse.
reverse. We come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill.
to
We
kill,
come in
shoot to
peace,
kill.
kill,
And I
shoot
just
to
want to
kill,
say hi
man.
to Matt G. Sorry.
Want to say hi to Matt, hi to
Hail,
Matt, hi
Matt
to
G.
Matt. Want to say hi to Matt, hi to Matt G.
Right.
Wrath of Khan.
Woo!
What a great movie.
Cunt!
What a great movie.
It's all right.
It's taken us
Fantastic.
54 minutes to get here, so that's not bad for us.
That's a
I
lot
know,
of
that's not too
foreplay.
shabby.
I am stiff.
Tim.
Blurb
Tim.
time, is it?
Yep.
Hmm
Tim
Okay.
time.
Time for the
Right.
brown blurb.
Right, here we go.
Brown blurbs. In November in the 54th century.
God, I love November.
Oh, it's a great
What
month.
is it about November? What am I
Oh,
missing?
Well,
have you got all day?
it's like December. Imagine Swapshop December, but without Christmas. That's
Cold,
November.
wet, rainy,
Just how I like
drizzle,
them.
Dark
Miserable.
Knight. Oh, love
But
it.
that's enough about her indoors. Let me tell you about November.
So, blurb.
No. Blurb.
Star Trek II, Wrath or Wrath of Khan, 1982, USA. It says here, with the assistance of the Enterprise crew, Admiral Kirk must stop an old nemesis, Khan Noonien Singh, from using the life generating device as the ultimate weapon. It is set in 2285. Directed by Nicholas Meyer. Story by Harve Bennett. I will say in open brackets, the saviour of Star Trek, close brackets. Story by Harve Bennett, Jack B. Sowards. Screenplay Jack B. Sowards and Nicholas Meyer uncredited. Samuel A. Peoples, story uncredited. Produced by Harve Bennett, William F. Phillips, Robert Salin. Music by the great James Horner. Starring William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, James Doohan, Walter Koenig, George Takei, Nichelle Nichols, Bibi Besh, Merritt Buttrick, introducing Kirstie Alley, starring Ricardo Montalban. The budget was $11.2 million, and the gross worldwide was $78,912,063. So
that's wrong. It was 97 million. It grossed worldwide.
Yeah,
I don't know where you got that information from.
Internet Movie Database today.
Ah, well, they're wrong.
Oh yeah, they do get some
They're
stuff
wrong.
wrong.
Again,
It's
they're
like
wrong. Yeah.
Wikipedia, where everybody can post.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Oh, thank you. So, okay, so let's get to it then. So, who would like to start? Wrath of Swapshop, do you want to start? What do you think?
Off the blocks, massive kudos for not having the word rise, fall, revenge, return, or any of that bullshit in the title. Wrath of Khan's
It was
great
going to be
title.
called Vengeance or something, wasn't it?
Oh God, I'm bloody glad they didn't. This film's still to this day absolutely king amazing, isn't it? Really, I mean, you can't really fault it. Just as a film on its own, let alone whether it's Star Trek or not. I've said it like countless times. I saw it when I was about 8, I think it was. Saw it in the cinema. It wasn't really like a massive.
Oh, look at you!
But good for you. I wasn't a massive Star Trek fan, but I did enjoy it on TV, and I did enjoy the original movie and stuff. And I preferred Star Wars, because of the action and stuff, because I was kind of that age. Still loved it because it's spaceships and sci-fi. I'm not going to turn away. But I just still to this day remember going into Newport Cinema in Wales and seeing these like day glow posters that the staff had like stuck up on the walls with like stars on them, like drawn on with permanent marker, and with like, does Mr. Spock die, and all these things. I'm like, oh, thanks for the spoilers, you gits. Before I didn't, because I was only 8 years old. I didn't have a clue. But if I did that today, I would be really pissed off if I saw that. But I don't think they do that kind of shit today. But it was like before multiplexes and all that kind of stuff. And I loved every second of the movie all the way through. And I was just wincing every single time during the ship battles when they're actually shooting at each other. I thought it was real. I genuinely thought it was real. I was like, man, oh God, no, that's painful looking at that, but from beginning to end, I felt like I was watching a proper grown-up movie, really intelligently written. Really, the bit with the I can't remember what they're called now, but the creatures that they use to get the truth out of
the SETI slugs,
divorce lawyers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That bit alone, right at the start of the movie, that kind of sets the tone, doesn't it? And I was just like, geez, I was like 8 years old. I was like, what on earth is going to happen in this movie? That's grim, But I just only got amazing memories of this movie. And it is like the best Star Trek movie that there's ever been. They followed it up with some good ones, I think. But this movie is just seminal. And like Ian said, sometimes it's best not to have fans working at the helm of a production.
Yeah.
Someone objective who isn't influenced by anything is sometimes a really good idea. But they do have to be committed and do have to want the best for the production and not just try and subvert things or change things for the sake of it or try and force agendas into it. And this film is a perfect example of how good that formula can be.
I will say the version what you would have watched in the cinema would have been the edited version.
Possibly, yeah.
Because
if there's another version, I'm not aware of it.
The original release would have been a 15 because I was watching the director's cut today, and the version what you saw at the cinema wouldn't have had the slugs going in the ears.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It did, yeah, it did. Basically, it got 15 when it went straight to VHS and DVD. I think it was DVD actually. VHS was out, but that they got a 15 when it was in the cinema. It was, I can't remember what certificate it was in the cinema, but it wasn't a 15. The reason why they put it as 15 because more kids have access to DVDs, so that's why they raised it up because of. It was quite dark. The film was quite dark. Let's face it. So
it was.
So that's why they lobbed it up to 15. Sorry, carry on.
Because I'm sure the version what I watched, maybe I'm just confusing it with the TV version. You didn't see, the big models of the Chekhov's ear with it going into his ear.
You did. In the cinema, you did, because I saw it in the cinema.
But it was huge.
Must have been on the TV where they cut it off then.
Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
But you did see it in the cinema, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed everything in the theater.
I never got the privilege to see it at the cinema when it was originally released, but I did get to see when I went to one of these like triple showings. But Swapshop, so loved it, yes?
Yeah, completely. Unreservedly loved this movie. I didn't care that there wasn't masses of merchandise on the shelves like there was with Star Wars and whatever. I just appreciated it for what it was and the fact that it took Star Trek to a new level and it elevated it to something that it never was before. Even with the greatness of the original series, this really kind of injected nitrous oxide into it and it sent it utterly stellar. It was, pun intended, it was fantastic.
Yeah, Peacat in the chat says, Wrath of Khan is how I became a fan as a kid, and it made me go back to watch the TV series.
Good stuff.
That was a good decision.
Yeah.
Then Dalek 451, I've seen this film, but I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
High praise indeed.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Peacat, I saw the director's cut today. Director's cut explains why Scotty was so upset with Peter Preston death.
Yeah, but the director's cut is only, as far as I know, is only on DVD. It's not. They don't have it on Blu-ray. It's just on DVD.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So, and it wasn't in British TV. It was never shown on British TV. The director's cut, but in America, I think they showed it on TV.
I
don't know.
Awkward wanker, but I've got Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan director's cut Blu-ray in my hand right now.
Oh wow! So they did release it then. I should get it.
Oh, there I got ripped off. It's a bloody cassette in there. Fuck.
There's a few extended scenes in which today I watched it. It's like, whoa! I've seen this film so many times, and it's like I saw this today. Oh,
because that boy was his cousin or nephew or something like, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Scotty's nephew.
Yeah.
And he was in Escape to Witch Mountain, as I recall, that actor. He was the little boy in Escape to Witch Mountain.
I think he was also in, do you remember Fantastic Voyage?
Yes, he was. Yes, you're absolutely right there.
Wow.
Thank you. It's not
Well
often
done,
I'm
Bill.
right.
Does happen. Stop
It
dropping
does
all
happen.
that.
It does. That was 1970s with the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, and the black guy with the afro. How
Yeah.
cool is that? Yeah.
And the guy who was in Dallas,
That's it.
Jared.
Yeah.
J.R. Ewing.
Yeah.
No. He had that
Larry
weapon, didn't he? It
Hagman
looked like a sound fork, didn't he?
He was in
You remember he had that
Superman.
weapon?
South Fork.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It looked like a sound fork. You know, when you hit the fork and
Yeah.
it goes bing, it looked
A
like that.
tuning
and you-
fork.
yeah.
Yes.
Tuning
It looked
fork.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a good show. I really enjoyed that show when it was on.
For the one series it was on. So,
Yes.
Brian, are you there?
Yes, I'm indeed.
Do you want to say something before you?
About the film before I depart.
Yeah.
Well,
It'd
I'm
be
a
rude not to. Yeah.
sure.
I want to hear what you think, Brian.
I'm clearly a bigger Star Wars fan than I'm a Star Trek fan, but I actually have this on Blu-ray. The
Nice.
Space Seed episode that Khan comes from is probably my favourite out of the entire TV series, and I think it was a brilliant choice to choose him, especially the actor as well.
Harv Bennett.
Having played the same character 15 years apart, I think he did an absolutely stellar job, considering especially that when he did his lines, he didn't actually speak to William Shatner. It was done to just a
Face-to-face, yeah.
placeholder, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought he stole the film. That is one of my favourites, and it actually made me buy the Eugenics Wars book. And can't speak highly enough of this film, to be quite honest, and that's kind of sacrilege coming from a Star Wars fan. Okay, folks, I'll love you and leave you and let Scotty come on, okay?
Are you sure? Yes.
Yeah, not a problem. Sorry about the mishaps tonight, but have a good show.
Life.
Brian,
Life
let's
Brian.
get you on, not Brian. Let's
Brian.
get you on the Cockney Spock channel soon. In the next few days, we'll talk more Star Wars.
No worries. Right, thanks,
Okay,
folks.
Brian. I hope
Right,
everything's
take care.
okay.
See ya, Brian.
Good one.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye.
Speak to you later, mate.
Scotty, if you're around, you can come on if you want. Okay, so Reni, do you want to talk about?
Yeah. So this was kind of a different experience for me. You guys know how I am about horror and like gross stuff and stuff. Whenever I was a kid, this movie really freaked me out because of the whole the little slug going in the ears and bleeding out and all that stuff really freaked me out. And it's only a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there, but I still didn't like it. I didn't like even the big slug that he wound up using the tongs on. Nothing like
Oh
that.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, freaked me out when I was a kid so bad because I watched it in the movie theater. My mom was the Trekkie and my dad was the Star Wars person, but I always, veered more towards Star Wars. But I still watch Star Trek stuff with my mom. And the one thing that there's two things that I always remember. Firstly, Ricardo Montalban, amazing in this movie. No matter how you feel about the plot or whatever, I mean, he just literally, like Brian said, steals the show. There was a fun fact about it because I remember reading something and I've seen it in a couple of different places where people kept challenging, is that a plastic chest or rubber chest, or is that really your chest? He's like, no, it's real. I did a hell of a lot of push-ups. It's all mine. And I mean, he was committed to the role. I mean, it's amazing. There is no difference in performance except for maybe he's a little bit older in this film. And then you guys know what happens in the end and how the Enterprise gets saved and how they win. And, I don't want to go into it before we get there, but made me sad as a kid, but made me even more sad as an adult when I rewatched this last weekend. And really just broke my heart, even though that everything's going to be okay. But there were some pretty stellar performances between Kirk and Spock that I feel like don't always get the recognition that they deserve. So as a kid, I really did not like this movie just because it creeped me out. But as an adult, I really enjoyed rewatching it. I think it's a lot better than I remember. And just like I said, the performances alone, I mean, the effects are cheesy because, you can tell they didn't have a big budget, but it's the acting that made this movie what it was. And I just really tip of the hat to Ricardo Montalban, rest in peace, and to William Shatner and what's his name? Leonard Nimoy, rest in peace as well.
Nimoy, yes.
So,
yeah.
Really great movie.
Montalban was filming Fantasy Island at the same time. Yeah.
And that's where I recognized him as a kid. I was like, why is Mr. Rourke being
the plane?
Why is he evil? He's a good guy. What's going on? I was like, really
the Enterprise boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, the budget was $11 million because they needed to rein in the budget after severely overspending on the motion picture, which is one of the reasons why Harve Bennett was brought in to effectively make this film into a film, but a TV film for a TV film budget. So, so happy memories, great film. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not the happiest memories. Like I said, as a kid, it always freaked me out. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch Wrath of the Khan. It's so scary. And it's just a few seconds here and there. But, when you don't like something or when something makes you uncomfortable, it feels like it's taking forever. But the performance has always stuck with me. But then when I watched it again recently, I was just like, wow, this is a really good movie. I can't believe I did not see that when I was younger.
Stephen Moray in the chat. Ricardo Montalban was very good in Columbo. He steals the show, and then
he was.
P-Cat says, anyone notice how odd the actors looked who are Khan's background crew? They were Chippendales.
Yeah, that's not surprising because you notice they're all built and they all have those Chippendales headbands kind of thing, but they're the wrong color. Not like I would know, but like. Pretty interesting. That makes sense.
Yeah. Cockney, are you there?
The Khan background dancer is amazing.
So thoughts, Cockney?
Only problem really is with the logo. They missed a letter off the end, letter T. But yeah, apart from that, good, very good, solid performance. Well done, everyone. Good space battles, pew pew pew, drama, pathos. Spock carks it. But does he? Brilliant. Well done, everyone. And no time travel. No fucking about with time travel. So it gets a bonus.
They saved that for episode 4.
Save it for the fucking whales.
Number 4.
Yeah. Back in their day, Captain, they spent all their time fucking swearing. Really? What a
Did you say you'd watched it?
Double dumbass
last night? Just indeed. And a blessing on you too.
And how
I watched it just
up?
for you. Well, it was the director's cut, so it's versions, isn't it? Is it a separate universe from the other version, or do they practice in the canonical verisimilitude and fealty? I don't know, but no, I liked it. It was longer. It's
Star Trek with a glacé cherry on top.
Yeah, it was all right. I think at the beginning it was a bit. I like the whole, the rewatchability. The whole thing about it, classic early subversion of expectations. Oh no, she's gone in the neutral zone. Ha ha! Not really. It's just the Kobayashi Maru. It's a test. So obviously, the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth time you watch it, not the seventh because you're blind drunk. Then the eighth and ninth, and but the other 8 times you watch, you're like, obviously it's not actually happening. But then DeForest Kelly, Dr. McCoy, he almost gets knocked out. I'm like, they're really selling this one, aren't they? Come on, it's just a test. She knows it's a test. Why is he blowing up? So I thought, a bit meta. Go on.
I noticed today on the Kobayashi Maru test.
Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah.
Kobayashi Maru.
And I only noticed this today, or I only put 2 and 2 together. There was no background music or incidental music at all.
Fuck all.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. All right, spotted.
Whereas later on, effectively the same kind of scenario.
Yeah.
With the music blasting. So
Beastie Boys.
You think it's something they forgot to fix in post-editing?
No, I think it's there for a reason.
I think it's a deliberate creative choice. But we'll go with that. Yeah, they fucked up.
take all the tension out of what was actually going on to make you realise that it's not real.
Yeah, meta.
But what do I know? MegaGeek, thoughts? You like it?
Yeah, of course I liked it. I prefer Star Trek
Of course you
3
liked it, Brett. What
personally.
kind of question is that?
I know.
But I did like Star Trek 2. There's a lot of really, because like every time I watch a movie when I was a young lad, I used to go and seek out books. Yeah, back in the day, I used to seek out books and read up about it and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised how many things they did in this movie that actually will surprise you. One fact that I would just laugh my head off, because they only had 11 million to make the film.
Yeah,
they reused
only
a lot.
Yeah,
and that was back in those days. That was a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they reused a model from the first movie. So I don't know if you remember the first movie when the Klingon ships are going away from the cloud.
Yeah,
and
the
then
Vija sequence.
Then you have that space station, and they're talking about the cloud coming towards Earth.
Yeah,
and then the Klingon ships gets destroyed, but the space station, all they did was reuse that model and turned it upside down to be regular one for what's her name? The
Billy Bob.
The woman. Sorry,
Carol.
Carol
Marcus.
But yeah, so that was quite interesting.
I was actually thinking about that today because they used the same model, yes.
Yeah.
But because it's in space, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not.
No, but they deliberately shot it. They deliberately shot it that way.
Yeah, but it doesn't antimatter either.
But it doesn't. Yeah. But anyway.
But that's the thing, and also because they didn't have Doug Trumbull doing the effects this time around together with John Dykes, they hired ILM to direct it, and because ILM works mostly with green screen, and Doug Trumbull kind of works with black screen basically, so that there's no spill. If you use green screen, there's spill on a model or a person, and same thing with blue screen, and because if you look at the models in the first movie, they looked really shiny, and you could see all the slats on the saucer shape. But in this one, they had to basically spray it down because it was too shiny, because the blue would reflect on top of the thing. So I had to spray everything down, and that's why they look a bit dull in this one. But the effects still hold up today. I mean, the nebula that they go in at the ending, that still looks fantastic, doesn't it? Especially on Blu-ray, it looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Today, the detail on the Enterprise, I've never seen it. I've never seen the high-res version before.
Yeah.
Enterprise porn,
looks,
isn't it?
Yeah, it was just like,
nice sales.
But also, it was called, when they were shooting it, it was called The Undiscovered Country, Star Trek 2, The Undiscovered Country. That's
not The Vengeance of Khan, then.
No, it wasn't. It was called, because it was Nicholas Meyer that came up with the title Undiscovered Country, because of the terraforming with the Genesis. But I don't know if you know, Brown, that the people that created the film was the very first film to have computer generated effects in it.
Oh, yes.
Genesis.
Oh, yes.
And the people that did that, they went off and formed Pixar. So there you go.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Boom.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Who'd
So
have
they
thought computer graphics caught on, eh?
Yeah, and the guy that owns Apple put loads of money into those people that left ILM, and he's the one that financed Pixar in the very beginning. Jobs, Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs. Yeah.
Steve Jobs bought Pixar.
Yeah,
And
there you
then,
go.
Steve Jobs, John Lasseter.
Yeah. So he was responsible, really. That's like, that's amazing. I think when I think about it.
Yeah.
So going back to the Harve Bennett. I've watched Star Trek 2 so many times and read so many interviews, and I didn't even need to do any research. I can remember most of this. Going back to Star Trek: The Motion Picture, they effectively overspent on that, didn't they? Ian.
The reason why they overspent was because that Gene Roddenberry kept rewriting the script, and he was rewriting until right up until there was 1 week to shoot it, and he was rewriting it, and it was rubbish.
Typewriter ribbon, not cheap.
Yeah.
So,
paper, not cheap.
You know, as they were shooting it, they were basically rewriting it because they didn't like his script, and basically they pushed him aside because they didn't like his
Paramount
ideas.
pushed him aside, didn't they? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Harv Bennett was brought in to effectively make number 2.
Yes, he was
Best TV movie he could, effectively.
Yeah,
For the budget, yeah.
Yeah, the thing that makes me laugh most of all, though, seriously, is the guy who plays Chekhov, right? The guy who plays Chekhov, he read the script.
Koenig,
yeah, he read the script, and he knew there was a fault in the script, but he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
The fault was that...
I never forget a face.
Yes, he never met Khan in that episode. He wasn't even in that season.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So... He actually confessed it. He said the reason why he didn't say anything because he didn't want it to go to the guy that played Sulu because that was the natural choice, and he wanted to do that part. So everybody, obviously, the people that were making Star Trek 2, they didn't know enough about Star Trek. So, but he did, and he knew he never met Khan. So, so he just kept his mouth shut so he can get a bigger part.
The rest is history. Peacat, apparently Roddenberry was upset. He was pushed aside, and they were killing Spock. He was leaking Spock's death.
He was.
Yeah, but Nimoy wanted Spock killed off.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was
said he'd come back.
Call it quits after this one.
Yeah,
but then they talked him.
Yeah.
So when they had the test screening, they had booze at the end, and it really went down badly. So
beer or wine?
Wine. So basically, they basically reshot new stuff, like the bit where they fired the torpedo into the planet, and they had those things shot so that it would make a nicer ending than the ending that they had. Yeah,
the story is that Nimoy they'd shot the scenes, and for him that was it.
But it was Nimoy's idea to have the mind meld because he was having so much fun in doing the second one. Because obviously he wanted to leave, but he thought, oh, well, you know, this is so much fun. I'd like to do another one.
Yeah, that was put in later after the test audiences, the test screening didn't have the remember part and the torpedo
berries.
Yeah.
I think Harv Bennett said the audience were just distraught.
They were, yeah.
And they just left the theatre just broken. And they realized that if they did that, there'd be no more Star Trek because that was the fans of Star Trek couldn't get over one of their most beloved characters being,
Disney killed Han Solo, and then Luke Skywalker, and then Princess Leia. Well done, Kennedy.
Half Bennett had death threats. Half Bennett got posted death threats, didn't he? Because it just leaked out, and everybody was, they wanted to kill him for some stupid reason.
Nimoy had an epiphany, I would say. He saw the reaction, and he thought, "Am I doing the right thing?"
He thought, "Ka-ching!"
Yeah.
No, I mean,
and that was his moment.
He wanted to leave because Nimoy, he's always strived to be an actor, and he realized that he was stuck as known as Spock, and then he began to embrace it because it is a great thing to be linked with, and that's why he changed his mind.
But
Body snatchers.
It also didn't hurt that supposedly Shatner was the worst person to work with a lot. I don't think he really cared for Shatner. Well, I don't think any of them really did.
They were friends, but they had a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
apparently.
The Canadians got a huge ego. Speaking of,
I think their friendship built later on. Yeah, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
As I said, Nimoy, he was having, before he went on the motion picture, they were having problems with image rights, weren't they? Which is one of the reasons why he was very, very nearly not on
What?
the motion picture, because I think he was owed money. So
Yes.
he was on the motion picture, and then he was kind of came back for number 2, thinking, we'll do it, but that's it. And then, as I said, I think the moment where he saw the audience broken that his character had died was the moment for him which he effectively embraced it.
Well, yeah, I mean, as I said, right, there's loads of stories connected with Star. You know, it's one of these, and again, it's a happy accident because the amount of crap that Star Trek 2 had to go through to get to this point, it's unbelievable when you think about it. So many stupid people involved in filmmaking. It's just hard to believe that anything could get off the ground. Do you know what I mean? It's just incredible.
Because there was about, was it about 3 or 4 scripts kicking around for this?
Yeah, they yeah. But it was what's his name, the director that came in,
Nicholas Meyer.
Yeah, he came in and he put all the scripts together and he picked out the bits that he liked about it and created a story around those bits.
Yes,
to make it. Yeah.
As what Brian said, going back to Harv Bennett, he came in to produce and he'd never seen an episode of Star Trek.
Nope.
So he did something that Kurtzman hasn't done. He watched all the original episodes of Star Trek.
Yep, he did.
For his homework. And realized that, as Brian said, Space Seed, they needed a villain.
Well, the first thing he realized was that Star Trek was about the 3 of them. It was about McCoy, Kirk, and Spock.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he realized. Second thing he realized that he had to have a Star Trek movie that encapsulated the fans. So when he saw Space Seed, he realized that if he used that character, the majority of fans will know who he is. And even if you didn't know who he is, you'll still invest in this character in the movie. But it was to please the fans as well as the people that didn't know Star Trek that well. And that was a very clever move as far as I was concerned.
And Sarvik's hot.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
PCAT in the chat, and I was going to mention this later, PCAT. Supposedly Shatner was behind them cutting a scene where Sulu is promoted. Effectively, Sulu was the captain at the time of the Excelsior. Yeah.
Well, he was in I think it was the Undiscovered Country. That's when we knew he was the captain of the Excelsior, right? So,
yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yep. So, but as I said, it's a really great movie, and they didn't skirt around the fact that they were older. They were older characters now. And they played on that. They played with the glasses. These glasses. When he couldn't have the Retinox 5, it was for his eyes.
Retinox 5, yeah.
5, yeah. And so he gave him a pair of glasses, and they played in all of that. And and the budget was so small, even though it was 11 million, that they had to do false perspective for some shots. So and ILM did a really great job.
Yeah.
Getting back to the older, and they kind of embraced it. Cockney, I was watching the film today, and I was trying to work out how old Shatner was when he was filming that.
21.
He was in his 50s, I think.
He was about 52.
Yeah,
he looked really good for 50s, man. He has aged.
Me.
Wow.
Good hairpiece. Not you, Shatner.
Yeah, he's the William Shatner. He does age slowly. It's a shame that he's got a lot of ego that spoiled his career, really, because he could have been could have been up there.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So quickly going back to Harv Bennett recognizing that Space Seed and Khan was the one. As we said, there was about 3 or 4 different scripts kicking around, and Nicholas Meyer, who I think was in his early 20s, came in
Mm.
to direct, and he took all the best parts of all these scripts
He did.
and made him into. And I think did he rewind? I can't speak. Rewrite.
Yes, he
In
did.
six days, was it?
He did, and he directed one of my favorite movies, Time After Time. Nick Meyer directed Time After Time, which I urge people to watch. And so he was a good choice to be, because he's dealt with science fiction before, so he's a good choice to bring in. Even though he didn't know Star Trek, he knew science fiction. So and also he wanted to do he was thinking about submarines in the sea, and he wanted to do a scene like that at the ending, and that's why you got that scene at the ending with the nebula and all that. So, and also it was his idea to change the uniforms, because it was just beige and grey and blue, I think, in the first movie, and he wanted it to be more naval, so they added the red, and it was a good idea because the red it really kicks it out, doesn't it? The color red in their uniforms.
Look a bit woolen, with the ridged collars, but I like the colours.
Meyer has an uncredited writing credit as well, doesn't he? Because it would have taken, I think it's something to do with the Screenwriters Guild of America. It would have taken a long time to get the necessary paperwork and stuff. And he said, "Look, I don't give a shit. I just want to make the movie."
Do you know who wasn't credited in that film? And he's one of the main stars in it. Well, not main star, but he's the.
Oh yes, I've wrote this down as well.
What's his name? Who's that guy?
Judson Scott.
Yeah, he wasn't credited in the film.
Because of the paperwork.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they did put his name in. I think in the Blu-ray they stuck his name in there. I think I'm not sure.
I didn't see it.
Well, he didn't get credited. He was in the movie and he didn't get credited. That's crazy.
I know one of the main characters wasn't in it.
But another fact that's not really known is that Khan had a child, and they cut it out of the movie. So there was this child in. So when Chekhov and the other guy comes in, and they discover that it's City Alpha 5 or City Alpha 6, wherever it is, there's a scene in it where they look at that little thing. Yeah, Captain Terrell. They look at that thing, that little monster in the sandpit in the box.
SETI slug, yeah.
Yeah, and in the scene that they cut out is meant to be a child, in this thing, and they looking at the child, and he suddenly realizes that that it's the wrong planet. It's City Alpha 6, whatever it is, and they want to get out. So if you look at that scene very carefully, he's not. When they look at the thing in the square box, suddenly it cuts to Terrell looking down. There's no reason for him to look down. And at the ending, when Khan turns on the Genesis machine, the boy was meant to be standing next to the machine as it was going to blow up. And then when it blows up, you see the child get blown up and the machine get blown. Well, but they just cut it out of the movie. God, imagine if they kept that in.
My gosh.
Seeing a little boy get killed in that scene, that is just ridiculous. So I'm not surprised they cut it. Yeah, I'm not surprised they cut it out. Apparently they shot a lot of stuff with this little boy and they just took it out because it didn't work with the film. But that's a very little known fact as well, which is I find all that stuff interesting personally. But yeah,
it is done, Reni.
Right. Okay. So shall we start going through some of the stills? There is a lot of
the trouble to take the screenshots.
I would like to go on record of my favorite Star Trek movie being the fourth one. I know it's not very popular, but
I do like the fourth one. My favorite's the third one.
My favorite one is Crystal Skull.
I think it's because it's just so different and everybody's out of their element. And I don't know. It's my favorite, but
it's very light. That one.
Yeah.
I'm just
looking at a little slideshow on YouTube now, quickly as you're all talking, just sort of seeing what sort of mirrors what you guys are speaking about. And the guys, Khan's crew, man, is that David Cassidy or what? Jeez,
just about right.
It is, it's the Chippendales. Other dogs are available.
I mean, Chippendales typically have good bodies. It makes sense.
Available.
Yeah.
Botany Bay. Yeah.
Botany.
Well, you know,
bang!
you get stuck on the planet for 20 years. You get lonely. You have to come up with new
15.
ideas, don't you?
Yeah.
Come on,
Got to do
boys.
push-ups to keep yourself busy and
Push-up
crunches.
contest. Yeah.
But
Tonight, the Khan background.
how'd you pronounce the
dancers.
guy's name who played Khan? How'd you
Oh,
pronounce his name?
Ricardo
Ricardo
Montalban.
Montalban.
He when they
Great
when
actor.
they I think it was
Great
like
actor.
4 weeks before they were going to start shooting, and it didn't even occur to them. Nobody asked him to come back as Khan. Don't you think that's really weird? That's how.
Yeah.
Who should we
That's-
get to play Khan?
So
I
how
know.
did
How
they
about
get
the
him
guy that
in?
played
So
Khan?
basically,
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
let's do
That's what I'm
that.
saying. The way they make films in Hollywood's crazy. So basically, somebody realized that they never asked him, and then when Harv Bennett asked him, he said, "I don't know whether I could play it because it's been so many years ago that I played him already." And so
Madness.
he asked him to send the 16mm print of that episode. And so when he watched it, he got right back into the character and he said, "Right, I'll do it." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right back.
While shooting
Yeah.
Fantasy Island.
Nice.
Pika in the
Yes.
chat. A few of the actors popped up in TNG. Then Peacat says Judson Scott, Merritt Buttrick,
Yeah.
together in Symbiosis, and Paul Winfield in
Yep.
Damok. Or
Yes, he-
Darmok.
yeah,
Oh,
that's where they got
P-Cat with the
noticed.
facts.
That's where he got
Dang.
noticed. Yeah.
Go Peacat.
Okay, so screenplay Jack B. Sowards,
Who?
or part of the screenplay, part of it, should we say?
Ah,
Um,
from a story by.
Harv Bennett, I think I've put this on.
Where's the other
I
half?
think Harv Bennett for me came in at the right place. Sorry,
He
right
did.
time, and
Yeah, he did.
saved Star Trek.
Well, he didn't really want the job, but they gave it to him anyway.
Yeah.
He was like, okay.
The reluctant savior of
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah. Usually the people who don't want to do something are probably the best people to do the job, I think. But there you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's if you look at it very carefully, it was very clever the way they shot it because they just used the Enterprise bridge as Khan's bridge as well. They just dressed it differently.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they're trying, they were
redressing,
saving money
yeah.
that way. Yeah, they were saving money that way. So
Still no seatbelts.
Television techniques, yeah,
Hmm.
from Harv Bennett. Okay, so in the 23rd century,
apparently there's a big discussion about that.
there is,
Yeah.
there is, because apparently it was it 100 years too early or too late? I can't remember, but
Yeah.
I looked today and it's correct.
Something about they said something in the original TV show and it
Yeah.
didn't match up with
Yeah.
it being in the 23rd century or something. I don't know.
2285,
Yeah.
Will man still be alive?
I think that's why I said, was it set in 2285? That's why I specifically
I
said
believe
that.
yeah, that is correct.
Mm.
Okay, so we're in the Kobayashi Maru test.
Kobayashi Maru.
Early,
Kobayashi Maru.
early CGI.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Smooth. That is Adobe
Nice
Illustrator
vector
at its
graphics.
finest.
Cannot beat vector graphics.
Cannot beat vector graphics.
You can't. You know that.
Ah, you know
I
that. I know
I
that.
think
They
the,
don't know
the
that.
she was very weak,
Resolution
wasn't she?
independent.
The girl
Yeah.
that played Savick. I didn't think her performance.
She was
very
hot.
Really?
good. It was
Kirstie
okay.
Alley?
I,
Kirstie
Yeah,
thought she was
I
pretty
don't
good.
know.
I thought her
know.
chemistry with Sam was good. Sam Malone.
I tweeted
Oh,
Kirstie
sorry.
Alley today asking if she'd give us a, but she never replied back. So.
Is it?
What a
Oh,
surprise,
tease.
Brown.
Big surprise.
Well,
He gave it a go.
Yeah.
I did. Okay,
Wow.
so
Nice.
early CGI.
No, she was hot though.
Oh,
Early CGI, early vectors. Oh, look at those Bezier handles.
Kirstie Alley. Oh,
Oh,
we love you, Kirstie.
love you, Kirsty.
Introducing Kirstie Alley.
Ding dong.
So they're doing the
Kobayashi
Shout out
Maru.
Sarvik, by the way, if you're
Test.
listening. Guten
Yeah.
Tag, wie geht es Ihnen,
Yeah,
Sarvik? Have
Kobayashi
you
Maru
enjoying your
test.
as,
lockdown?
as I said, no music.
No
during
music.
this. Yeah.
Fully ambient.
Yeah.
Proper Boards of Canada stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Magic Window.
And they just
reused.
reused those shots from the first movie.
Reuse those shots from the first movie.
They did, yeah. So that shot is from motion picture.
Right. Okay. So when you do a stream, you always depend on your wingmen for
Klingons on the
information.
starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. Klingons on the starboard bow, Jim.
Kirk tells Khan in Space Seed he was sleeping for an estimated 200 years, which would have made it the 22nd century in TV series, but they never established a date until Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, same problem as Raids of the Lost Ark. Bad dates.
And then Peacock says, Mr. Brown, please tell me you have a shot of Kirsty Hotness, Ali, with her hair down as Savick.
You know what? Speaking of wingmen, where is MC?
Hey, isn't it? What the?
Must be on the piss Saturday night, you know. He's probably got something else better to do. Unless if he's watching one of the rewinds of Cockney's streams.
Must be. Always on the rewind. Rewind value built in.
I would just say to Peacats, what do you think? Okay, so reused. Yeah, Klingon
places, everyone from the top.
There you go, from the top.
They just removed the cloud behind them, and they just reused the shots from the first movie.
No, they didn't. No,
they didn't remove the clouds.
No, because this scene is from the motion picture where the Klingons are facing the cloud.
Oh, I see.
And they shoot.
Okay. I like that Klingon design.
That's
I like the ships. I like the ships. They're really well designed. Yeah. Well, they're not the bird of prey.
The D something battle cruiser.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Is it D12? Something like that. I can't remember.
TIE fighters.
I like them very much.
Cylon Raiders. Am I close?
And Spock's chair caught fire.
Yeah. Because they were answering a distress call. So they had to go into the neutral zone. And then all of a sudden the distress call disappears. Yeah. And the three Klingons on the starboard bow turn up. And they're not in the mood for talking, are they?
No parlay.
So lots of kind of smoke going up.
Very clever script, though, when you think about it.
I will say, if
Reni's gone.
Mass, if anybody has had hemorrhoids, just look at Spock's face, because that is how it feels when you sit down with hemorrhoids.
It's as I was saying, right? It's a very clever script because this mirrors what Kirk went through throughout the whole of this film. Because remember, he cheated the Kobayashi Maru, didn't he?
He did.
But the situation in the whole of this movie is that it was a no-win situation, and he had to deal with it towards the ending.
Didn't he pat himself on the back for his ingenuity?
He did.
They patted him on the back.
No, but what I'm saying is that he had to. This was a no-win situation for him. This whole film, because he lost his best friend, there was a no-win. And it kind of mirrors it, because basically he cheated. There was no way he can cheat this one, and that's how clever the script was. But not only we're given a ride, an adventure through Star Trek, but we were also given in-depth character analysis from each character in the film, which is, as I said, it's a very, very well written script in my opinion. So there you go.
Here she is. She's back. Just bear with me.
Hello again.
Brian, if you want to come back on, if you're available, we've put endless tweets out to Scotty, but I don't think he's got them. So if you want to come back on, mate, just feel free. Okay, so
he's seen his ass.
So Captain Spock farted on his chair.
He sat down with his piles.
Most illogical. Must have been that chicken
Aren't
tikka
you
masala.
not supposed to light your own farts? Just saying. No.
I love that
That's
shot
what makes
with
it
Kirk
fun.
appears.
Yeah, they all die. They're all
from Ali.
conveniently, they all kind of conveniently fall down and look great on film, dead.
Yeah.
And then the lights come on, don't they? And the view screen opens.
Ha! Expectations subverted. You thought it was happening, but no. Ha!
Peacat in the chat says, "I hated how they showed Kirk beating Kobayashi Maru."
Yeah. I think that's
with the
well,
apple.
It was, I like the line where he says, she goes, "Any advice?" or something like that, and he says, "Prayer, Mr. Savick. The Klingons don't take prisoners." What a great line!
Yeah.
Such a good line.
So Savick just stood up from the chair, looking at the Admiral.
Yeah, it was a good scene, actually. It's a very good scene, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And then she starts talking about it was no win scenario and stuff. And then Admiral Kirk says, "Well, that's a situation all captains have got to face."
Yeah. Which he never
no win
faced.
scenario. Yeah,
exactly.
Like Stephen
Which he does at
Amore
the
with a
ending.
microphone.
Yeah.
So no one situation, Captain. Either way, you're fucked.
I like. What's the book he's carrying though under his arm? I don't even know what
he
that
was
is.
talking about. He kept quoting A Tale of Two Cities, and I want to say that's what he was holding on to.
All right.
Best of time.
It was the best
worst
of
time.
Yeah.
The
And then he said a line at the
Message.
end too.
Party time,
Spock.
every time,
None.
all the time.
Happy birthday.
None that I'm conscious of.
Yeah.
He says.
Yeah.
But of course, happy birthday. The best of times.
Kirk says Klingons don't take prisoners, and then Peacat in the chat says, "Then the Klingons take prisoners in Trek 3."
That's true.
Yeah, but
Kind
like,
of.
they,
To their-
yeah, but they had to, didn't they? Because they wanted Kirk. They wanted Genesis, didn't they? Give me Genesis.
Give me Genesis.
Yeah, it was a
Give me
purpose.
Peter Gabriel.
Didn't they plan to exterminate terminate them afterwards?
Yeah, they were planning to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're going about the training cruise.
Do you know what? Sulu and Uhura, they got the worst end of the stick in this film. They're hardly in this film at all.
Yeah.
When you think about it. Yeah,
you're right.
they're just background artists. They had a couple of lines here, but that was about it, really. They didn't really say
Cardboard
much.
cutouts, effectively.
Now, this is a false perspective shot.
It is. It is. Is there some matte painting on there as well?
No, it's all models. So the thing
It's a
above
great
them,
shot.
the thing above them is a model, and the pillar on the left is a model, and the
Big
wall
glass
on the
ball.
right is a model. Oh yeah, and the glass thing is a model as well. So the only thing that's there really is the corridor and that door. So it made the set look bigger, but all of that's a false perspective
amazing,
shot. They
isn't
got
it?
those
It's
models
amazing.
closer to the lens. Yeah, it's an old trick, but it saves money.
Yeah, and it looks great on the Blu-ray version.
Yeah.
So Spock has given him his book with his message. It was the best of times, the worst of times, and then
All the time.
no conscious message other than "Happy birthday, Jim."
Yeah.
And then goes back to his apartment. Kirk Bones has turned up with his birthday present, some Romulan ale and some 400-year-old
ale.
Yeah. 400-year-old glasses or glasses.
Which he sold in the Wales film, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sold it.
In number 4.
So nice setup for Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you expect me to say?" And he's like, "Thank you." Or he's
Well,
like,
you could say happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's what he
God
Well, no,
damn
because
it, Jim!
Kirk
Why are we
said-
treating this like a funeral?
Yeah.
Exactly. Kirk's like, "What do you want me to say about these?" Like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
So
Well, you're classic,
happy-
Kirk. He'd have
He
two
goes, "Happy birthday, Jim."
green-skinned alien hot chicks in bed, wouldn't he?
And then he goes, I'd
Awesome,
say,
Jim.
Yeah.
well, you could say thank you. Thank you.
that's
what he
it.
says. Yeah. I love this film. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I remember the lines as we go along. Can remember some of the lines.
I love these
Back-
sets. These.
Yeah.
Is this Kirk's home?
Yeah. So his apartment, and it's really crap.
See, I thought it was McCoy's since he had the Romulan ale. Did he just bring the ale?
But what is McCoy wearing?
I don't know. His
Trousers.
pants are like
Funny, yeah,
weird.
They look funny. Yeah.
That costume's awful for McCoy. What the hell's he? That's
It
the
looks like
fashion
he's
in the
wearing
23rd.
like a inverted form of a set of chaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, chaps.
The top half is okay, but it's the bottom
part.
The
trousers.
What the hell?
That's what
the
she
hell? Indeed.
And those chairs, they look really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Very 80s.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kirk is a collector of antiques because there was lots of guns and stuff and
clock.
Scotty, there is a link if you want to come on, mate.
Clock.
Yeah. They tried messaging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Scotty. What do you like?
So then we cut to the Reliant
Scotty.
approaching SETI Alpha. Is it 5 or 6?
5.5.
Which one blew
I
up?
don't know.
6.9.
SETI Alpha 5 is the one that Khan's on, right? So
Yeah,
it was blasted out of orbit, didn't it? It got blasted out because something happened and it got blasted out of orbit and
This
almost
is
everybody
SETI
died.
Alpha 6.
Oh, is it 6 or 5? I can't remember.
Well,
but,
one of the two.
6.9.
They kept going between the two, and I couldn't remember which one it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
I got kind of confused.
Yeah. His wife died, didn't she? She died
Yes.
because of the shift.
See, again, here we go. We don't deserve you.
6
PCAP.
blew up. Yes, right. Okay.
Thanks, PCAT, but can you SIX? Could you not spell it out? Thanks.
Just want to tell
No,
Scotty.
it's, by the way, it's my channel. We don't have that rule on this channel, by the way.
That's why I voiced it as a polite request.
Scotty, I
Reni?
believe that they sent it to you in Twitter. I thought that Brian sent it to you.
Yeah, it'd be on his DM somewhere.
Yeah. So just check your Twitter. I know you're bad at
Come on
checking your
now.
DMs, but just check your DMs.
Just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so
moving on. Because it's fun, Janice. It's my new one.
Right.
So Chekhov and Captain
Terrell?
his name? Terrell.
Is it Terrell?
Dave
Sure.
Terrell. They've spotted
Captain Red
something.
Shirt.
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it on the planet.
Yeah.
And then you've got the reused upside down spaceship. Space station, which is orbiting the planet where they did the terraforming thing on. Is it regular? Is it regular? Regular 6?
Regular 1.
Regular
one.
one.
Yeah.
Do regular one.
Speaking of regular one, it went pop then. Here we go. But is it woke?
Yeah.
Well, quite frankly, Dr. Carol Marcus is in charge of the science station Regular 1.
Timing.
So,
Your mic doesn't sound good, mate. What have you been doing?
Are you doing the whole 2 tin cans with the string?
Fixing it. How ironic.
no.
Oh, the irony.
you know, just when I figured out how to get here, I have to go away to fix it.
Just stay.
We'll be here, Scotty. We'll be here.
Face, neck, and shoulders.
Tell me what happens after the yelling of Khan.
That's better.
God.
Do that. Just.
It's gone. Okay. So they, Terrell and Chekhov have said they've kind of found something. They don't know what it is on this planet. And they're just talking with Marcus.
Yeah, I
And
just
then-
find that screen really weird. It's like a circle with
It's a bit Flash Gordon, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. It is a bit.
I'm getting serious Space 1999 vibes.
It is, yeah.
But
Yeah,
at least it's in colour.
and also you see that those two bars in the front.
Yes.
That was in Aeroplane 2, wasn't it? Do you ever see Aeroplane
does this
2,
do?
William
What does-
Shatner? You go, yeah. He goes, what does this
What does
do?
this do? It just
we're not
flashes
sure.
random
Just the light.
secrets.
Yeah, random
Yeah.
sequence.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
I
That's
think
the set.
it was also in Star Trek: The Next Generation as well.
Or was it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Reusing props and stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. I knew you'd pick up on that.
But it always made me laugh when I saw Airplane 2, and it was actually William Shatner, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That
brilliant.
kind of queried
Brilliant.
about it. But yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah.
very funny.
Okay, so they're kind of discussing that they're getting a little
Kirk,
bit. David is a bit nervous about Starfleet, the military and stuff like that, and then they kind of start talking about Kirk. Was it a Boy Scout was mentioned or something? Yeah.
And she's like,
And then-
he has never been a Boy Scout.
Been a Boy
kind of
Scout,
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Chekhov and Terrell beam down.
Yeah.
A sand planet, and it's all windy and everything, and they can't see a thing. And yeah,
I've got to say this. Peek out in the chats. Love Shatner on the view screen, which is literally the window behind the door in Airplane 2.
yeah.
That
That's
is classic.
Always
That's a
makes me laugh.
class. A class scene.
Always make me laugh.
Class.
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 Masses against the classes.
Very nice optical effects for
I hate to say
1982.
it,
Yeah.
of course, it's rough, gets everywhere.
That was shot in the Paramount parking lot with lots of sand and big blowers,
Yeah.
apparently.
They were extra.
Yeah. So, Botany Bay there.
Oh no, Botany Bay. Yeah.
Botany
Bay?
Bay?
Yeah.
Botany Bay?
What?
Oh no!
Well, what makes me laugh is the scene where Khan picks up, he
Chekhov.
lifts Chekhov, has that handle.
Yeah.
I want that handle, especially
Conveniently
for picking
placed.
people up. Yeah. Oh, that was quite funny.
Scotty, can you hear us?
I can hear you. How do I sound?
Much better.
The same. We'll just go for it.
Yeah.
We can hear you, Scotty. We can hear you.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the most
a little
important thing.
muffled, but we
Yeah,
can
it just
hear you.
sounds like you're using a different mic. That's all.
Sounds like you've been turned into a tiny little mouse.
Not me. Moving on.
So they
Moving
they suit up,
Keep in.
they get out the ship, and then they're all there.
Like all of them.
The Chippendales, the whole
The ones
lot.
that survived. That's for sure.
These are
Chippendales are there.
superhumans who have they have absolutely survived the explosion and shifting of a planet. They have made something that was. Oh, these guys are warriors. These chicks are felines.
And numerous gigs where women are trying to rip their panties off them. Yes. Think
Oh,
about
they
it.
fucked all the time. Too much.
Right.
Too much.
Dial it
Stream
back.
killer.
Whoa. Move
So
on.
they go-
Reveals himself as the man from Fantasy Island, and everyone in the cinema goes, "The plane."
You can't.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
This is like arguably the best villain in all of Star Trek.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
Who would you put toe to toe with Khan, Nooney, and Singer?
I don't know.
Loki.
Does the chat know? Does PCAT know?
No, I
there's a
think
man
you're
who would
right.
know, it'd
No.
be PCAT.
Yeah.
Scotty, I think you're right because he's very prevalent in this film, and the other villains weren't really that prevalent, were they?
He's got one hell of a presence. But I
Yeah.
will say, what's his face? General Chang was a
Yeah, what's
Oh,
bit
yeah,
of a
he was
bugger.
good.
Oh,
But he wasn't as
bugger.
good as Khan, though.
No,
don't
but I
think.
mean, he really was. Oh,
Well, and
such a
also
jerk.
one of the benefits of Khan as being a villain is that he was a villain in the original series.
Yes,
Yeah, which tied it into the
continuity.
movies and just kind of made it all canon, right?
Well,
Yeah,
but
Kevin.
also it provided
similar to-
history. There was something to it that you like. If you wanted to know why Khan was mad at Captain Kirk, you could go and watch the original series episode and be like, "Yeah, no, I know. He just sort of
That's-
threw you on a planet."
Yeah.
But that's what was clever about Harv Bennett when he came to that conclusion. He said to himself, "Look, if we brought Khan back, the fans that the deep fans that know Star Trek would love it. Plus, you don't need to explain Khan because he explains why he's there anyway. So it's for the fans, but also for the new people that's discovering Star Trek as well. And it was very clever. Caring about the audience of that time was the thing. Now they don't give a shit about the audience.
Yeah,
do they?
You hear that,
And
Ryan
so,
Johnson? Caring about the audience. There
Like
you go.
it's
Good
I
luck.
hate Star Trek Into Darkness. It is terrible. It is awful. It is like flipping through a magazine of Star Trek.
Yeah.
On 2 hours. Nice.
And when I watch Star Trek The Wrath of Khan, it is referential to the original series. It is faithful to it. And when I watch Star Trek Into Darkness, you know what? If you wanted to make a villain, then and you already had time travel at your disposal, let's get some. What is Denise Crosby doing? Let's get some Sela villains into Darkness
Instead of Eric Bana.
Do you know?
Well, no, Eric Bana was in the first one, and he was fine. He was just an inconsequential anger ball.
Do you know? There's a story about Nicholas Meyer when he was directing the segments with this guy. I can't pronounce his name.
Ricardo
What's his
Montalban.
name? Ricardo. And basically, when they did the first day shooting, he was shouting his lines. Everything that he said, he was shouting. And because Nicholas was very young, he didn't know what to do. And then one day he went up to him and he said, "You know, I think you should calm down the lines now." And Khan said to him, "So you're going to direct me now, are you?" Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So basically, he was testing Nicholas. He really was testing Nicholas. He wanted Nicholas to tell him what to do. Yeah, I find that story really fascinating.
Me too.
Really fascinating.
He was a professional from what I've heard and read. He really was.
Yeah. Well, and Ricardo Montalban I've always thought of him as being a very charming gentleman. He died. And but before that, his body of work and the as a performer, as an actor, I've always enjoyed his performances. I found him absolutely oh my God, who was the host of Twilight Zone?
Rod Sterling.
Rod Sterling?
Yeah. When he was Ricardo Montalban is the Latin Rod Sterling. He has but he is charming and he entices you into the danger. I absolutely adore him and the pairing with Hervé Villechaize. Villechaize?
Villechaize.
And so I've always been I am an admirer of Ricardo Montalban, even when he was in The Spy Kids.
But even when he was in Columbo, he was in an episode of Columbo. I mean, he really did.
Yeah, he was.
He was amazing in Columbo. He's a really good actor, and he's a total professional. The man is a total professional. So, what can you say? Yeah,
he's good at picking up spacesuits with handles.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah,
the best.
It is. This scene always makes me laugh, though, especially from. I don't think much of. Chekhov's acting's terrible. Yeah.
Hasn't got the range, darling.
Peek out in the chat. Montalban said he had to act with a script girl reciting Kurt lines, while Shatner had benefit of working off video of Montalban's scenes.
Well, the problem is that he was working on Fantasy Island and Shatner was working on TJ Hooker, so it was very hard to put them in the same room together because of the scheduling of the TV shows they were both working on. So it was hard. I think they only met once on set, but it wasn't to shoot together at all. So
there was originally a plan to have them do the same fight, the fight that Cruise and Kirk do at the end of Star Trek 3. That was supposed to be in this in Star Trek 2.
Yes, it was.
But it never made sense to make that happen. But they wanted them to fist fight. But if you'd like to see Captain Kirk and Khan Noonien Singh fight, then
Watch the
you can-
original.
yeah, Space Seed, season
Space
1.
Seed, yeah. So Reni, look at that, Reni. Look, ooh,
Set slot.
Reni.
Come on, man. You ain't
Look,
right for that.
Reni.
My favorite part
only-
of the movie.
Indigenous life form left.
Make sure
I've
when you go
come
to the
pick
beach,
up my
Reni,
That's not
percentage.
funny.
don't step on that, Reni, when you go to the beach.
Oh, I think we have more jellyfish than anything
Oh,
else.
God.
Oh. And then
Oh,
you know what
this
you
is-
have to do for that.
Well, isn't that a myth? You have to piss on someone's leg or someone's like, if you
Supposedly it
get,
takes the
Sorry.
pain away.
That
Yeah.
works.
apparently.
Out in Australia, mate, that's nothing. I wouldn't even bother flicking it off my cheek, mate.
So they've had the slugs
Try
in
sitting on
the,
a fucking funnel web spider, mate. Sorry, carry on, mate.
they've had the slugs inserted up them or in
Yeah.
them,
Right up 'em. They don't like it.
and
up 'em.
now they're more open to suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're being dominated by Khan.
Tell me where I can find Admiral James T. Kirk.
I thought you were going to say, tell me where I can find some.
Admiral.
Yeah, I love
So we
when
go-
Bree says that.
Ooh.
Reused footage.
Reshot,
Yes.
reused. Yeah,
True.
definitely. It's still a fantastic
Hey.
shot, though.
Oh, yeah.
It is still, and you can reuse this. I forgive this more than I forgive the bird of prey destruction in both Undiscovered Country and Generations.
Mm.
This is a better use.
But they were. They only had
Oh.
11 million to make this film, so I guess they had to really. I mean, it doesn't spoil my enjoyment at all, even though I know these things. I mean, it is a
No,
very
no,
well written screenplay. It really is. When you think about it, it has loads of different layers. This screenplay, definitely, so much better than the others.
Well, and also like this was like a hair's breadth away from being a TV movie.
Yes, but
Yeah.
no, I think that's been debunked recently.
Okay,
they were saying
my
that.
mistake.
Yeah, I don't know. You may be right, but I read somewhere that there was a lot of people saying that it was meant to be a TV film of the week. But I think a lot of executives debunked it and said that one of the executives said that no, it's always meant to be a movie. Apparently,
Yeah.
Well, it's a cinema movie with a TV budget that was shown at the cinema, but was eventually shown on TV, thus making it a TV movie, technically speaking.
Quite. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, moving on.
Right.
So the Enterprise in dry dock looking
Yeah,
majestic.
looking
Ship
pretty
porn.
good.
Butt stuff.
Leaky.
Spaceship porn.
I do like the
refit,
Enterprise.
refit Enterprise, fantastic.
Special effects guys hated the Enterprise. They didn't like the shape. It was difficult to
Hated
stick it
it.
on a pole.
Really?
Blah blah
I thought
blah.
the
Yeah,
Reliant
yeah.
was ugly compared to the Enterprise.
Ugly like Superman.
Yeah. So
Well-
this is
But also, these are my favorite uniforms.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Really good.
And
the
unflattering
woolen
in
thing.
this photo currently, but this is my favorite. These are the uniforms. I want this for Halloween.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
this is the edited scene where Sulu is the captain, or he's going to the Excelsior.
Not according to
this
his
was it.
shoulder flash.
Yeah, he's
That
been
dude's a
promoted,
commander,
and
bud.
he's been promoted. He's going to be the captain of the Excelsior, but the line was chopped out. Shatner didn't want it in the film.
Ooh, Shatner's a bad boy.
It was going to be like for Scotty's last hurrah on the Sulu's last hurrah on the Enterprise.
Scotty, Sulu, Scotty.
It's pretty obvious George Takei does not like William Shatner.
Yeah.
Probably
Really?
because of things like that.
My. Oh
Put
my.
that in the performance.
It's pretty good, George Takei.
So they're coming aboard the Enterprise. Captain Spock is there. Lieutenant Savick.
I like this scene though. It's kind of like the Navy, isn't it? Where everybody's paying attention and they're all standing in a line, and the general comes along and
Nice rack
get to work, men, and all that stuff.
behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Peter
can agree with that.
Preston.
I
Scottie's-
fucking hate Peter Preston
Really? Why?
because he's just so chirpy.
He was
Okay.
in Escaped Witch Mountain, the original Escaped Witch Mountain when I was a
Was
kid.
he?
Yes, when I was a kid, I was like, wow, you know, I used to want to be him when I was a kid. So, you know, every time I see this guy, it always reminds me of Escaped Witch Mountain because I
So
queued up
you
for
like Peter Preston?
well, I don't know him, but
No,
seems to be a
I'm
good
just saying
actor.
as a character based on the representation of the character or in the actor.
I just like the actor. You
Okay.
know,
Cool.
I
I always
think he's
wondered
all right.
why he looked familiar. I could never figure out why, but yeah, that must be it.
Yeah, definitely. And look at Scotty smiling at the back there. And apparently, when they were saying those lines, Spock and they were speaking in English, and they had to get someone in to do the dialect of was it not Klingon,
Mark
Vulcan.
Okrand
Yeah,
is the
I
same
thought
guy
that was
who
pretty cool that
made.
they were speaking that.
Yeah,
Mm.
but that was Mark Okrand, who is the same guy who created the Klingon language. Yeah.
Yeah, wow, amazing job. He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Kirstie Alley as Savick is a delight.
I don't think so.
Ding
I think he's
dong,
very. I don't know.
do. Oh, come on now, back
Well,
off the
no.
alley.
Do you not like what you prefer? Robin.
not like
Curtis?
women?
No. I like her. I just didn't. I didn't think much of her performance in this film. I thought it was okay. Do you know what I mean? But I just didn't. I wasn't invested in her when I first saw the film. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
And then,
Nobody's perfect. Sabacum.
Yeah. And Leonard Nimoy, you can't fault the man. You know, every Star Trek film that he's been in, he's been absolutely fantastic. Even in number 5, he was really good in it.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah, he does. And it's a shame he was thinking that way, that he wanted to leave that character because, you know, I don't think he realized that, you know, this is the character that made him, and you know, he's going to be known for that for the rest of his life, and he should embrace it. But I guess as an actor, you want more, don't you? You want to perform more, you want to do more. You know?
He didn't, as I said earlier, he didn't realize that until he saw the audience reaction, thinking, "Have I done the right thing?" But there you go.
Yeah,
he was in Columbo as well. He was in an episode of Columbo as well. And William Shatner.
Well, he was
So
in
they're
an
doing-
episode of T.J. Hooker.
Was he?
Yep.
He was in
Oh,
William
yeah.
Shatner.
He
Moving
was
on.
in William Shatner.
Crumbs. So DMs on that.
So
I
they're
love-
doing the Go on.
Scotty. I love Scotty because he's the only one out of all the characters that doesn't look like the way he looked in the 60s show. I mean, William Shatner obviously has grown, but he still has the facial features of the way he looked in the show. Everybody else the same, but James Dugan?
Yeah.
He looks
Doohan.
completely different.
Doohan.
Yeah,
Dougal.
he looks different. He looks very different to the way he looked in the show, doesn't he? Yeah, obviously, he's more broader and his face is more fuller.
Zebedee.
Yeah, he
and he's got
gained
a
quite a bit of
moustache.
weight and he went great.
Yeah.
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 Well, if you were to
Improved.
say, like, do you remember Scotty from Star Trek? Who do you mean? I mean the big fat guy with the mustache. And it's like, I haven't seen the movies. I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. I Simon Pegg did an awful Scottish accent in the Star Trek
yeah.
movies. Yeah,
Pretty
as far as I was
cringe.
concerned. Yeah, but he was okay, I guess. Kind of worked.
Yeah, the character wise wasn't too bad, but the accent was not good.
Peacock
Oh, and-
says in the chat, James Doohan invented Klingon language for the motion picture, yeah, and Mark Okrand did it for Star Trek 3. and
Look at
beyond.
Peacat.
Agreed. Absolutely correct.
Shatner was in 2 episodes of Columbo.
Yes.
was.
One, he wore a terrible mustache.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that- I remember that one.
TWO.
Speaking of mustaches.
It's one of my favorite shows, Columbo, but hopefully we'll do a stream on that one day because I just love Columbo. I know a lot of people hate Columbo, but I think Columbo's
Well,
a genius
maybe-
piece of TV.
You and Doomcock should do that then, because Doomcock loves Columbo.
Oh, does he?
He does a
It's
good
one of
Peter
his
Falk
favourite
impression,
programs. Yeah, it's one of his favourite programs. So you
Yeah.
two should
I'm-
maybe do.
Clumcock.
I'm more of a Mrs. Columbo guy. So.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I bet
Oh,
you
no.
are.
And what's the connection between Mrs. Columbo and Star Trek?
You know what
Not
it is.
much.
I
Don't
know.
patronize me.
Just pulling your leg, pal. Just pulling your leg.
No, I know. It's fun to play, Catherine.
Catherine Jane. Yeah.
Let's
Right. So
play.
I hate those costumes, those white things. What is that circle in the middle for? I don't know.
Well, that's what you
We're
aim
just
for.
3 actors.
This scene is extended on the director's cut because Peter Preston's very
Yep.
chirpy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And kind
Goes
of
on for 3 hours. Just
I
Back
chirping
fucking
about.
chats.
hate that guy.
Chirpy, chirpy, chirp, cheep,
the
cheep,
Admiral
cheep,
a
cheep.
bit.
Ruining
Yes.
the entire fucking film with his fucking chirpiness. Hello,
don't-
Captain. How can I help you, Captain? All right then.
And the
Captain.
guy to
Anything I
the
can do for you, Captain? Fuck off, Wesley.
his left has got a big grin on his face.
Yeah.
Because he's just
Yeah.
farted. Willie Swodger.
Yeah.
Well, he's
he
just
does.
happy to be the tallest person in the shot.
And if you look in the background, it's the place where Spock died,
Yeah.
isn't it? So that thing he
It's
lives.
metal.
Oh, yeah,
Mickey.
totes.
Yeah.
The mains. And then he goes, what about the
The
inspection? He
inspection
goes,
is
Later.
later.
let it go.
Yeah.
Later.
I'd like to get that badge he has though on his. I'm pretty sure those are for sale.
Oh,
That
wait.
badge. Yeah.
Which one?
The one on his uniform. That's a badge that's stuck on
I
his
got
uniform.
inspected by my captain. All I got was this lousy com badge.
I'd love to get one of them.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Hold
you're
on.
such a swine. Scotty, you've got the camera from Back to
Boom.
the Future and you've got the badge. I hate you so much. Great
And you've
stuff,
got a
Scotty.
blaster.
Great stuff, mate. Great stuff.
Sorry to boast,
Fantastic.
Sorry to burn.
but I'm so happy to boast.
Brilliant.
So, Enterprise lighting up with the
So that's
Aztec
what we were
paneling.
talking about. You see the
Yeah, the
paneling on
Aztec-
the
the
on
Aztec
the
stuff,
on
yeah.
the saucer. They couldn't do that because of the blue screen that they were using, so they had to kind of dumb it all down and stuff. So
Still looks
Yeah.
better than CG.
yes, it
Yeah,
does.
absolutely.
Oh, I love models so much
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Practical effects. There's something to be said about that.
Mm. Yes.
Model. Yep, models.
Savick gets her first opportunity to pilot the Enterprise out the space dock.
For
Mm.
everything,
For everything
there
is the
is
first
a-
time.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, doing her
Captain's-
makeup. while
Would
she's
you
waiting
like
for
a
the lights to go green.
tranquilizer?
Yeah, that was a funny bit. That's a funny bit.
Recycled footage.
Mm.
Hmm.
I do
On the
like
motion
this
picture.
design better than the 60s design. This design's very sleek, isn't it, of the
Oh.
Enterprise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great ship.
Mm.
Nice nacelles.
This is where they find out.
What's with the guy with no sleeves?
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
Oh my
Yeah,
stars!
what the
That
hell?
guy,
Him, doesn't
that
he?
guy lifts.
Maybe maybe that he's
Wow.
you know. I don't know.
Everybody's got sleeves. He hasn't.
Yeah.
What they couldn't complete his
Guns.
costume because of the budget.
They couldn't afford the sleeves.
Yeah.
He's going to get the guns out there. Look at him. Whoa.
So this is where Chekhov communicates with them, saying that SETI Alpha, is it 5 or 6? Can't remember. Checks out.
Well, this is regular one.
yeah, and they're on regular one. Yeah.
Hmm. And so, yes, I suppose that are we at the point in the movie where Chekhov has been? Yeah, no, totally. He has worms in his brain.
Yeah.
Captain Terrell has no business doing anything, but Khan is in control of the Reliant.
Yeah.
Now they are saying we are coming to get Genesis, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Who's all?
what? I don't
Here
even
comes
know
Phil
if you're allowed
Collins.
to do that. And so now, almost soon, appropriately, during the training mission that the Enterprise is on, Carol's going to call Jim.
Yeah.
Was this you, Jim? Did you do this, Jim? What the
I'm
fuck?
sorry. I am under
Nice
the orders
TV.
of Admiral James T.
James
Kirk.
T. Kirk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be
And I
kicking.
am wearing a wig. Yeah.
Overly
Hey,
obvious,
leave
yeah.
bald men alone.
So back on the Enterprise,
Hey,
Kirk
Dolby.
and Savick in the turbo lift.
Oh,
Well,
Are you
see,
wearing
Kirk
your
was
hair-
about to chat her up, but he realised how old he was, and he just stepped back, didn't he? He was like, "I'm old enough to be her dad, so I better not chat her up."
Are you
Step
wearing
back.
your hair differently? It's still
It worked
regulation,
for Ted
sir.
Danson.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Cheers is great.
Yeah,
Yeah. And he asked her something like, "Did you do something different with your hair?"
it's still
Yeah.
regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bothered by the Kobayashi Maru Mao test.
And he
Do I
says,
look
"Shut up, big
bothered?
ears, get out."
I-
of
Am
here."
I bothered? Do I look bothered?
May
Do
I
seem
ask
bothered?
how
Yeah, but am I bothered?
got
Am I
out
bothered?
of the
Am I bothered
test?
about the... I'm not
You
bothered
may.
about Maroon.
Yes.
Are you bothered? Am I bothered? Do I look bothered? I'm not bothered.
That was a little joke. Who's been holding up the damn elevator?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
I love
McCoy.
that.
Yeah, I did.
McCoy. So good.
Yeah, I did have that scene, but I took it out.
Oh.
And this is the bit where,
So message.
Disappointed.
yeah,
Rude.
so Captain Kirk is really upset because they have a Trinitron TV they have to look at again, and they don't have a flat screen. So he's very annoyed. he's very annoyed.
Why do we have beta in here?
Yeah,
Very of its time, yes.
yeah. Analog TV. What's going on?
I can see you, but I can't hear you. Who's taking Genesis?
Yeah. What's on CBS today? Click, click, click.
They got
And
Stephen
then
Amore
Admiral
communication
Kirk
kit.
goes.
I can't hear you, Captain. What's that?
Admiral Kirk goes to Captain Spock, Captain of the Enterprise. May I impose upon you for control of your ship? And at which point Spock says,
Fuck
"Dude, of course,
Bollocks, Kirk.
of course." And by the way, why don't you have a ship? You should have a ship. You making yourself older is your problem. You accepted Admiralty, and that was your pile of poo because you thought it was what you're gonna do next. And you know what? You shouldn't have. And then Captain Kirk looks at, Admiral Kirk looks at Captain Spock and says, "Well, I would not presume to debate you." And Spock looks at him
I
and
do
says,
like Spock's
"Nigga,
Infinity
please."
Mirror. Spock's Infinity Mirror, I like. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
I wonder what that was. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool.
See, that's why Captain Spock in one of those mirrors is Captain Cockney Spock. All right.
See, it's really
that
weird that
close?
1,000 shipping stories started from middle-aged men.
You know what I find really weird is those two are so good on screen when they directed well, but in real life they kind of didn't really like each other. So
Yeah.
At that
darling.
moment, yes.
yeah,
I think they had a business relationship.
yeah, good chemistry right here though between them
Yes,
both.
very much so.
I'll do the
Yeah.
business, you do the relationship. On 2/22/22. Moving on.
Anyway, so
it's probably a bit hard to watch.
Admiral
isn't it, those
Kirk
white
is in
things?
charge.
Aren't they? Don't you think? Washing
What's
those
that?
white,
What?
because he's got below that the jacket. They wear that white polo neck thing, don't they?
Yeah.
So it must be really hot wearing both of them.
Yeah, it looks
on
really
set.
bulky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just take a moment here to appreciate the fact that there are no fucking lens flares.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
All
He
woke
doesn't
stuff.
say much, but when he says something, it's got gravitas. Well done, mate.
That
no-
is a
it's got no
really
woke
good
stuff.
frame. Like
Yeah.
as a shot. Like
Yeah.
that is a really good.
So
Why I
those
love
two
this
doors have
movie.
got A on it. Why have they got A on it? A.
Deck A.
Shouldn't the other one be B?
No, it's
Why?
For the
Deck-
alcoholics,
deck
the other
A.
one's for the anonymous.
Deck
I
A.
have
Deck A,
no
deck B.
reasonable answer.
It's because it's deck A. That's what it is.
Oh, right. Okay. So deck A. So
Decker.
Being the
Desmond-
bridge, deck A.
Desmond Decker.
it
Well, they know
doesn't
they're
matter
on
which
A.
door you go out
That's-
of then.
Yeah, that's pointless. It's like, I
Well,
don't need a
there's
label
two
saying
turbo
A,
lifts,
I'm
turbo
on
lift A
A.
and B, but it's deck
It's not going to
A.
help you find your car, is
Ah,
it? They
see.
know they're on A. That's where they are. I'm on.
No.
I'm literally on A.
Okay,
The one thing
now
I
that we're
know.
looking at the elevator doors,
Do they go to
they're an
different
up
elevators?
arrow. There
Can you-
should
can you
be,
have-
you can't go up.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
it's the symbol for the turbo lift, though.
Can you make
irrespective
love
of
in
what-
an elevator?
Well,
do you-
giving it up while you're going down, sure.
Go down.
You see, Sulu's probably thinking, I've got no lines here. Why am I here? Probably.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's thinking
Yeah.
I
right
could have
now.
been a captain.
Yeah.
You're a racist. I was looking at Uhura.
Racist.
Uhura. She's probably thinking the same thing.
Oh,
no
here's Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Yes.
So the scene before, it's there's an emergency, blah blah blah. It's probably nothing. We need to go investigate, and then at the same time, uncredited actor goes, "You've got everything you want."
Well,
sir."
that's Joaquin, the actor, or the character's name is Joaquin. I don't know the name of the actor. I apologize.
Judson Scott.
Okay, thank you.
And then Khan goes, he tasks me and all that stuff.
Yeah. I like that they were in the uniforms. He just draped it over himself. I love that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Terrell in the background, just standing there it was just catatonic, isn't he?
He's got the worm in his ear.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So no communication with regular one.
Yeah.
But this is exactly why I like Star Trek 2, is
Spock's
because
asleep.
I get shots with Spock
Which one?
paying attention to Uhura, and they're hanging out and they're doing work together. Like this is one of those work together movies until everything goes to absolute.
But Spock's asleep, can't you see? He's just like
He's
No, totally.
He's checking my eyelids for light leaks.
Spock, at this point in the series, has become a narcoleptic.
He's asleep.
Yeah.
40 wings.
So now they're checking what Genesis is, other than the biblical reference.
Genesis.
Yep.
They're in the land of
That's wrong
confusion.
Oh yeah, no, right. I'm skipping ahead.
I love this scene, and I love the three of them. They always have fun stuff to say. All of those three actors. Yeah.
Love the dynamic between them.
Lots of extra stuff in the director's cut as well, with
So much.
Bones saying stuff about it all.
Why does that remind me of the warning before VHS starts? That picture.
Oh, because of the piracy warning or whatever.
The
and it
piracy
usually has
warning.
that symbol.
Yeah, like the FBI thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Demonstration presentation of Project Genesis.
Great, isn't it?
FBI would like it if you didn't
Right,
copy
yeah.
or
Yeah.
reproduce this particular presentation.
Yeah. For us, it was CIC video.
Yeah.
At the top. Yeah. It wasn't FBI. But there you
I
go.
think maybe I would have liked to have seen a colon after the word file, but there you go. That's just me. CGI.
Yeah.
Pixar's first. Pixar's first.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll never catch on.
Yeah.
Star.
What
It is
an
good effect.
That's no
uncanny
small
valley.
It's a good effect. It's really good.
Yeah.
Even today, it stands up today.
Used a lot though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
In
you've
fact,
got
they used the same footage in the 3 and
Impressive.
4, I think. 4 as
Yeah.
well.
They got their money's
They
worth.
can make planets. Yes.
they can,
Brilliant.
and then it just zooms off. Reliant approaching.
Yeah, this is a great scene.
I really loved how kind of dimly lit the bridges were and the sets were. It kind of really it added a lot of mood to the ship, to the scenario that they were dealing with. Whereas, in the TV series, everything's very brightly lit and it kind of looks like a TV stage. Whereas this really feels like kind of, I don't know, it reminds me of like those movies that you see submarines in and stuff. It adds kind
Like
of
there's a sense of dread, so to speak.
Yeah.
This is the dark version. This is so this the second film is very dark if you look at it very closely.
Yeah.
Also, in the motion picture, the bridge is quite bright. It's very dark. It doesn't have much color, but the lighting is a lot higher than it is here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the reason why they did that
Absolutely.
is because they wanted to create that dread about the whole
But
situation
also,
that was going to
I
happen.
think that even by looking at this, they're lighting the characters or the
Yes,
actors
they are.
And so it's not about look how shiny our sets are.
Yep.
It's more about look how good our fucking actors are.
But even with the visual effects, they did the visual effects tells the story rather than being a show reel for visual effects. Because the first one, it was definitely a show reel for visual effects, wasn't it? It was look how great Doug Trumbull, look how great the special effects are, and that's all it was about, really. But in this one, the visual effects actually served the story as it went along. So.
And the outfits did really make the characters stand out as well from the backgrounds, because they're kind of muted, the backgrounds, so you really can spot each character because of the uniforms now.
Well, Kirk's got his own spotlight from above, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So
spotlight.
And that ship looks evil.
I don't like the Reliant. Yeah.
I love the design, but I did love the design, but like it's not the classic Enterprise style, is it? You know, it's kind of a much kind of squat version of the Enterprise. But I think that's why they designed it that way, because they wanted you to react to it in a certain way.
Well,
you know,
in the original script,
maybe it feels kind of nefarious.
Both ships look the same, but they deliberately designed it this way so you can tell the difference between the bad guy and the good guy.
Originally, it was absolutely. It was supposed to be a Constitution class. But they modified it so that it would be different and more agile and more deadly.
Constitution. You're welcome.
What?
This is where Savick is quoting orders, regulations, something or other, on approach of a ship with no communications.
Oral sex in a zero-G environment is forbidden.
Spock says the Admiral is aware.
Oh, those upstarts. Tell you.
And then
it's the Carnandales.
Yeah.
Look
it's Mad Max 3 in
space.
Pretty much.
He's just like, I cannot wait to fuck this guy up. Everyone thinks this is going to be fine, but I'm going to shoot him in the butt. So anyway, Khan proceeds to shoot this guy. Oh, yeah, no, what's going on, man? What's up? And he's like, I don't know.
Did somebody go critical mass?
Yeah, I think Cockney dropped out.
I do like this shot, though. It's very well
it's beautiful
composed. Yeah, it's very well composed. Brilliant shot.
Looks even better on the Blu-ray edition.
Yeah.
May I please? If I may, I would like to agree very much with not Brian Young's latest comment.
What was that?
It says, this is how to do a slow chase in space. Take note, Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes.
Star Wars is not the genre to do slow things with.
No.
Oh, also fuck Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, don't
even... in the face with a shiv. Moving on.
Oh my God, with a shiv.
Let's talk about the
you
last
are harsh, lady.
Rusty shiv.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
make it torture. Make him suffer.
I was impressed with the detail of the Blu-ray version on this today. It just looks so fantastic, especially the Enterprise. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, though, you just want to own these toys, because as far as I'm concerned, they were toys to me. Like I knew they were models.
When you're a kid, how about right now? There's a Playmobil of the
yeah, I know.
No, don't buy it.
Already ordered.
Does look good. If it had been the refit, maybe, but
yeah, I know what you mean. If the Playmobil figures just put me off, I just want real representations of the characters.
Yeah. So more CGI,
phasers, locked,
vector graphics. Yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
Hey, once I've got Playmobil Kirk, I can do more time travel video episodes. Brilliant! I can't wait. Anyway, moving on.
Thing is, though, it wasn't when they had the fight in space. Obviously, it wasn't pew pew pew. It was very much, it was very much like they were underwater. It was very much submarines, wasn't it?
That's what I love. They make the ships move like they're proper big hulking things that take ages to turn. Even though they're kind of not, but you get that feeling from it. It's so well directed in Star Trek that you really felt like they were real vessels. In like the new stuff, it's just it's just I don't
Awful.
know. They don't feel like they've got any weight, or they don't feel like they've got
Yeah.
any heft or volume to them at all. You know, it's all CG. Nothing matters. Whereas this, you knew it was a real object right in front of you that you were seeing.
Yeah.
And that's what made the space battle seem so believable, and why I was sat there in the cinema wincing when I saw this, because you know it's something real being destroyed. It's painful.
Yeah, I agree, Matt. The choreography is amazing.
Mm.
Absolutely.
So these are the
I think
engineering
you're an
students
idiot.
running.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
No. But like I do. Like even this shot, the shot on screen currently, that is a blast through the side of the hull of the USS Enterprise, and that is causing men to have to or workers. We don't have to gender them, but like people going through to trying to figure out how to fucking, oh my god, we've just been blown up, we got to figure out how to fix this, and they are running into it. And like there are things like even with Scotty and Preston, as much as I hate Preston, it's like he stood at his post,
He did.
while the trainees ran. Like fuck, these are Starfleet officers. They are, whether or not they're officers or nay, they are committed to staying alive, exploration, and doing whatever they're doing.
Oh, hi, Sandra.
Every
Hey,
single,
Sandra.
and hi,
Good
Sandra.
to see you.
And it's good to see you. I should shut up. We have a Sandra here.
But you're right. Those are the damn rankers you want in the damn ranks.
I want that guy.
But who could blame them for running though? They were only trainees.
Yeah,
What
like
did
they
know?
were scared. They were
Of course
terrified.
they were. Yeah.
It was these below decks scenes were like something new for me in Star Trek. It added a whole new dimension to the realism of it all, where you never really got to see that much in the original series or the first movie. Whereas this one, you with all the calamity that's happening around them, this really grounds it when you see real people being killed, and you see their burns and stuff, and you think, Jesus, this is serious shit,
Yeah,
It is.
Cat says, you feel the tension and urgency in the scene.
Yeah.
I guess
People
this
running for
was
their lives.
the Empire Strikes Back of the Star Trek world. I guess.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Ooh.
It's a good
Was it?
way to say it.
but Star Trek
the bad
3
guys
is
don't
the
win at
Empire
the
Strikes
end,
Back.
Well, I mean, they kinda
You
do,
might be
I
right,
guess.
but
Spock
Star Trek 3 is
Solo.
my favorite out of
You
all
are
of them.
my friend, Jim. I love you. I know.
Christopher Lloyd is a Klingon. I just can't get over
Come
that.
make
It's too
Genesis.
funny.
I loved him as a Klingon. He was great.
Yeah, it's crazy though, because I grew up with him as
Doc
Jim on Taxi, so
Taxi, yeah.
yeah.
Did he do that before Back to the Future? Star Trek 3?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
because it came out
Yeah.
I think the year or two before.
The year before, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Kirk thinking, who the fuck's firing on us?
Yeah.
What? I don't
And
know
then
what it
the
is.
reveal is just amazing. Sorry,
And
no, we
then
haven't gotten there yet.
Here you are, yeah.
Oh
Spock
no,
and
and
Kirk,
then they're gonna
they
meet.
knew exactly where to hit us.
Agreed.
Yep.
Who knew?
And then they Reliant fire a photon, don't they? And it goes poof, it all goes up.
Yeah. And then they're almost in the Kobayashi Maru situation.
Apart from this time, there's music.
Yeah.
But what's this? James Horner's music is absolutely brilliant in this film.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Just really, really great score. Made everything come to
Look at
life.
that hair.
Sandra Feliciano Hale in the chat says, on the other hand, when you've gone through basic military training and initial specialty training, you're expected to stand your ground and do your job. Leaving one's post would get a court-martial.
I'm on Sandra's side.
Yeah, she would know. So I believe it.
So this is where
GK41. Why aren't you at your post?
Khan has revealed himself.
Yeah, that was so awesome because he just kept like, what is going on? And then he shows himself as a
You can't.
You remember me, Admiral. I cannot help but be touched. I, of course,
Very
remember
touched, yeah.
you.
I love
He
Ricardo
certainly does.
Montalban.
He certainly does.
You'll
You
remember
are.
me, script girl.
All right, Spock,
So
we
the-
gotta go do a thing. Aren't there?
We've
Like,
we've got
key
1
codes?
minute. We've got 1 minute to find the codes. Keep nodding your head like I'm giving orders.
Mm-hmm.
I like that
You've got to
line
give
where he
us time.
says,
You've got to give us time.
I like that line where he says, here it
Time
comes.
is a luxury that you do not have, Admiral.
Here it comes. Brilliant line. Absolutely brilliant. I remember seeing that clip on TV. They showed before they released the film, they were showing clips on TV, and I remember seeing the clip where the ship was getting hit, and I was shocked because the ship was getting damaged by another ship, and it looked really good. It's one of those things that made me want to see the film.
Not Brian Young. Look at my magnificent pectorals.
Look at those pecs.
They
A
were.
ton of push-ups is what he said. A hell of a lot of push-ups.
You know,
codes
why
are
do
going
we
in.
accept it as being natural pecs?
It is. It's his. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
But a lot of people accused him of, wearing prosthetics.
Fake pecs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
And he's like,
Genuine.
no, they were mine.
CGI pecs.
They were
That's what
my
they say
own
these
pecs.
days. They're real pecs.
Oh, I know William
They're not
Shatner
Earth
did a lot of
X
press ups on set, didn't he, for the series? Because I
he
remember
did, yeah.
actors talking about how he just used to just do endless push-ups before his scenes. Just
Oh,
to make
really?
himself look in shape. So he must have watched like Ricardo and just thought, "You bastard, you just have to do better than me, didn't you?"
He used to wear. He used
Had
to
to
wear a
one-up me.
corset, didn't he? In the original show, he
Yup,
had to wear
and
a
And a
corset.
rug.
Oh, yeah, like a
Yeah,
garter
corset
At
and
belt.
a rug.
Not a garter belt.
241.
What is it
Ooh.
called? Oh, God, I don't remember. A girdle. Girdle. That's
A
it.
girdle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you swear a girdle.
A negligee. A
They've
teddy.
inputted the codes
they were
and the
Spanx.
shields are going down
Or
of the Reliant.
Spanx.
Where's the override?
It's like, our shields are going down.
Raise
Where's the
them
override?
then.
The
Raise
override.
them! Raise them!
Pew 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 pew.
Oh, doesn't that look good?
It does.
It does.
Oh,
Oh, and also when it launches the torpedo, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
makes me happy as well.
So anyway,
Oh, look at that. Isn't that fantastic?
mhm.
Klutzman, take note.
Yeah, just take me back to the days of models.
Reliant getting phasered.
Yeah.
They don't like it up them.
Like
They don't. They don't
Yeah.
like the cold phases. No.
Right up them.
fire! We can't fire. Why? We have to retreat. No.
Fire, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
The
a shot
Enterprise's
into the-
damage is not going anywhere. That shot's fantastic because they used that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's an amazing shot. Like that is visually appealing. Like that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Money shots.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Oh, and by the way, Kirstie Alley's here saying,
God, she looks good there. She looks good there.
Ooh,
"Oh,
beautiful.
any
Lord.
chick who is innocent." Rennie, do you have a
With red
Starfleet
light as well.
uniform?
I do not.
Well,
And a red
get
light?
one.
I'm sure my
Sonic!
boyfriend would
Alex.
love that, but yeah.
Everyone,
not.
everyone will love it.
This is where Peter Preston's coming on the with Scotty.
Yeah,
Is he
that's
dead yet?
That's a stupid bit, though. Why would he take him all the way from down there and bring him up to the...
Because
Doesn't make any
grief,
sense.
you know what? Because grief makes you do stupid things, MegaGeek.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense. Why would
Well-
he take him up to the bridge?
Well, the
Um,
only thing that I can say is because
maybe to
this
get
is
help?
a story
Grief.
and it's pretend, and it was to present loss to the audience.
Yeah, but
doesn't
they should have done
make-
it in another.
It doesn't
area,
make
shouldn't they?
sense in terms of what Starfleet's regulations tell you what to do. because I'm pretty
See-
sure Scotty knows what to do. I'm just
Grief
saying
makes you
that
do
this
stupid
was
things.
a dramatic presentation for the sake
there is
of
that.
it being a movie.
I just
There it is
thought
again, Cockney.
was-
It's only a movie.
I thought he was just bringing him up, like hoping that he
Well, we
could
have
be
to
saved by
accept it's a
Dr.
movie,
McCoy
but
in
it's
time, and he just didn't
only a
make it.
movie.
You know,
So he didn't think sickbay was a better choice.
Yes,
no,
I
because
thought.
Dr. McCoy.
Grief.
So you're instead
you
of
do
going to
stupid
a
things.
entire group of medical professionals, you're gonna go to
You're
like,
going to go to
and
the best
also,
doctor on board
was
because
Dr.
you need the most
McCoy
medical
on the
help.
bridge during this
Topless.
particular?
I thought
No,
so, maybe
Dr.
not.
Dr. McCoy was in the fucking sick bay, yo.
Okay, well then I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Grief makes you do stupid
Do
things.
stupid things.
Yeah,
We'll
but
go with
really,
Mr.
that's
Brown.
not,
You don't think
that's
straight.
not a good. No, that's
They're
not a
not
good
getting it, are
excuse,
they?
though. That's the
I
thing.
do
Well-
think that this is in the firm category of it's a movie.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think. As well. Just a
Battle
movie.
damage refit Enterprise.
Yeah,
Now he's in the Burns unit.
was this bit the director's cut because this wasn't in the original? I don't think.
It
was.
Part of the
There's
director's
a
cut.
there's a shorter
This is
cut of it.
extended.
Full
Yeah.
length.
Because Scotty's just beside himself.
You know why?
Well, because it's his nephew, and
yes,
Grief
Yeah.
makes you do.
he's really quite sad
stupid things. All right.
about the entire situation. And this is when Scotty says, Peter Preston, he stayed at his post while the trainees ran, and he's proud of his nephew. And he
The word is
asks,
given. Warp
yeah,
speed.
no, give the word, Admiral. The word is given. Warp speed.
Warp speed.
And that is where you get the blood stain on Admiral Kirk's tunic
Yeah.
through the rest of the film, and it is representative of the things. It's foreshadowing because he is going to lose more later, kids.
Mm.
Moving on.
The
Carol
Meanwhile,
Marcus.
in regular one.
Carol Marcus.
upside down space station.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gone.
Well, apart from them, of course, they were hiding.
Yep.
Space Station Regular One, please respond. Space Station Regular One,
Yeah.
do you copy?
No.
More very nice optical effects with the transporter because Kirk
I love the
Savick,
transporter effect in this.
and the noise,
movie.
the sound is fantastic.
Buried alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love when he says that line.
And I like the drop zone. What I don't even know what kind of jackets these are, but I want one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice jacket.
It is a nice jacket.
I would like a wall of my house just dedicated with a big glass cabinet, just dedicated to with mannequins wearing each Star Trek uniform, just pristine in there for me to just stare at every day. That'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah. And
Bones,
so this is.
Sorry, Scott, go on.
Oh no! You were saying.
Yeah, Bones walks into a dead body's hands,
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He does.
and that was the kind of jump out your skin moment, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was.
it's creepy.
This whole scene just kind of makes me want a Star Trek horror movie.
And then they're all there.
Have
This
you
is a bit of
seen-
a change in tone, eh? This reminded me of Alien when I was watching it last.
They had all their throats slit, by the way.
Yeah, no, I thought this just it was just a feeling, an instinct. I thought, oh, this is not Star Trek. This is they've gone a bit far. No, unnecessary. It's not
yeah, 'cause
Alien. Don't.
The blood is all over the floor, which you don't see.
Well, they do specify. Dr. McCoy does specify that rigor mortis has not set in, so they've been murdered recently.
Yeah.
And then we find Chekhov in a box.
Yeah.
Well, he was looking for his other wig, so
In
he
a car.
couldn't find it. Yeah.
Oh,
It
man.
was
Poor guy.
Khan.
They
City
put
Alpha 5.
animals in our bodies.
City Alpha 5. Yeah.
Mhm.
The nuclear vessels. Yeah, yeah.
That's in the fourth one.
The whistle was kept in.
No, but I do have to give a little bit of credit to Walter Koenig in this
You do?
film because he plays Chekhov as I feel like a lot of people take Chekhov from this movie, and I don't think that is fair to Pavel. He is manipulated throughout this movie. It's like judging Hawkeye only on the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Chekhov is better than this movie, and I do not think it makes him kind of childish, but he is under the influence of brain bugs. So
Yeah.
I want to give him a little bit. Like
Don't do brain bugs, kids.
They should give him a better wig, though, shouldn't
He's
they? A
not
better
as
wig.
much
it
of
was
a
overly
pussy
obvious
as
it
you
wasn't his
think.
hair.
Anyway,
Chekhov ain't a Chekhov.
You'd have
Anyway,
thought in the
hashtag Chekhov is badass. Watch more Chekhov.
Yeah, you'd have thought they'd have, in the 23rd century, cured male pattern baldness, or at least...
Yeah.
No, they didn't, because
Or
they
had-
didn't.
yes.
Didn't they? Because of what's his name?
Frasier.
Next Generation. Next
Well,
Generation.
they hadn't even
Yeah,
cured
but
it
maybe he
70
was
years
bald by
later, had they?
choice. I don't know.
No,
Are
it wasn't.
Are
It wasn't
you
bald
trying
by
to say
choice.
Captain Picard or Patrick Stewart, but you're just screaming autistically, Next Generation, Next Generation.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying that, they didn't, because he was still bald in the
Yeah.
Next Generation, wasn't he? So
Thanks for the hot tip, Quincy.
Thanks, mate.
While I was watching this scene today, if you notice Chekhov, he doesn't blink once for about 2 minutes.
monotone, it was quite
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And
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 Captain
also-
Terrell doesn't blink, because obviously they're in the semi-catatonic state.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, you're right.
Terrell cooperation.
And then it's the by the book speech.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is the worst cell phone I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? What's
Yeah.
is that for blind people? We got the little dots and the what the
No,
hell is
it's Braille. It's
that?
Braille.
Braille. What's that all about? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV props.
Yeah.
And this is where Spock is saying days. Hours would seem like days, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
And
Enterprise is fucked.
it was all a trick.
Yeah.
It was
Coded
it was the
messages.
easiest code to decipher
Yeah.
ever. And so anyway, we're gonna beam into the middle of
Let's go to the
nowhere.
transporter room and let's see where they
Transported.
went to. Yeah. And the unit was left switched on because
Yes.
nobody was there to turn it off.
True.
More optical
And
effects.
so they
and
all
superb sound effects as well.
Mm-hmm.
The transporter sound for Star Trek 2 is
Somebody's sick.
I tried. I don't know how to do this.
It was such a shame back in the day when we watched it on VHS and TV that we didn't get the full widescreen like you do now.
Well, I watched it in the cinema when it was first released.
Well, yeah, but
Oh,
On s-
good for you.
good for you.
Boom.
more optical effects landing on the
Amazing.
planets inside the core of Regular One.
Well, and then you get an automatic fist fight.
Well, it's a small one.
A little bit of
covered-
one, but people get shot and they vaporize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed this as well. PCAT. I liked how they were able to talk as they were beaming.
You know what? That's always been a point of contention.
Con tension.
Go on.
Well, no, I know. I think that it makes sense for people to be able to be beamed during mid conversation, but I can understand how other people do not think that that's a possibility. Like, I think that you actually have to prepare yourself physically to be transported.
Yeah.
Like,
If
I
it
think
was,
you should brace yourself, take
yeah.
a deep breath, and then be transported.
Let's
I don't
face
think
it,
what
that you
she
can.
said.
is already, it's the world
I
of
don't.
fantasy. You might
Nice.
as well be eating a cheese sandwich on your way down. It's a banana when you get there. It's all
Like,
bollocks anyway, beaming. Come on now.
Well,
Let's
no,
get
it's all
real. It's
fucking
not science
fiction.
fiction. It's bollocks. Even Star Wars is looking at beaming going, I don't fucking think so, sunshine. Desktop, yes.
Invented
Beaming, no.
because they didn't have the
Yes,
budget
So anyway,
budget.
in the original
budget. They
TV.
didn't have a budget for November.
if
look
I
now.
may interrupt this
course you can.
You
conversation
might as well. You
by
fucking might as
saying
well.
that Dr. McCoy and Admiral Kirk have just discovered a terraforming torpedo.
Yeah. Called Genesis and not the
Yes.
pop group.
Insert joke
Invisible
here.
touch, yeah. And something,
And his
something.
Kirk has
down
just twatted
your
his
heart
son.
and touch. Sorry.
Freudian.
Oh yeah, no. And now he finds Dr. Marcus. He was looking for Dr. Carol Marcus, but he found Dr. This is Dr. Carol Marcus, but the person that he was trying to beat up, that was Dr. David Marcus, who we find out is the son of Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Can't help it, Charlie.
Your Excellency, have you been listening?
Who?
Calm.
Oh, well, you know.
You know
Who's
what?
narrating?
Who's narrating what?
I don't know.
Just bear with me, guys. Sorry. I think Reni popped off.
I did.
Sorry. There you go.
No, sorry.
You know, it's been a while since a girl popped off for me.
You have to find another girl for that.
Come on, geography negates that being anyway. So anyway, Khan is very, very pleased with himself because Kirk is trapped beneath a barren, dead world.
Yeah.
And he's going to leave Kirk the same way that Khan had left him and his wife. How was that?
Was it buried alive?
Yeah. I love his face when he says that and how he just like looks so cringeworthy, and he just delivers that line that he barely says with like feels like any effort. But you can feel it, you know?
Yes. And that's the, you know, I don't want to be.
But you will.
No, I won't.
He doesn't want to, and yet it's inevitable.
The best part, everyone pays attention to William Shatner yelling Khan, but I think that Ricardo Montalban as Khan explaining why is so much better than Kirk yelling Khan.
I will say on the replay or the rewatch, this time around for me, I thought he screamed Khan in a different scene. So I was like, wait, that's too early.
I thought he did it twice.
No, he just did it once.
You can't.
Yeah, if only. Now if he was in Australia, maybe.
So anyway,
don't
Captain Terrell kills people.
Yeah.
And then himself.
The bug
because
goes.
He couldn't kill Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good scene.
Great actor, yeah.
And then he vaporizes himself.
Yeah.
The sound when those phasers, the effect the phaser has when it's incredible. I love that sound.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh no, not
And
the
then the
ear
big-
bug.
Yeah, it comes out of Chekhov's ear.
Ear
Oh,
out of his brain. Like
Yeah.
I still don't know how that biology works.
Badly.
Yeah.
Calm,
Come on, you
bloodsucker.
bloodsucker. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, that's awesome.
You keep missing the target. Like a bad marksman, you keep missing the target.
yeah.
So this is like WWF taunting.
Yeah.
Oh no. Khan beams up the Genesis device.
More
Mhm.
optical effects. With nice
Transporters
sound
are
effects.
awesome, dude.
Got
Transporters
an
are
invincible touch. Gee.
I've hurt you, and I wish to go on hurting you.
Yeah. You just love that like sense of revenge that he has. And isn't this the movie? Yeah, this is where the revenge is a dish best served cold basically
Oh
comes
yes.
from, right? Yeah,
An
I
old-
laughed my butt off the other day when I was watching it. I was like, oh, that's why I've heard it.
Brian in the chat, they made a giant replica of Chekhov's ear so they could puppet the creature.
Yeah.
By the way, that
Yes.
phrase, it's not actually an ancient Klingon saying. It is actually an ancient English saying. Fun fact.
I
But
thought
they
it was
used it-
Italian.
Now, didn't Tarantino use it in one of his films?
Yes, I
He
think
said it
Pulp
was a
Fiction,
Klingon
right?
saying.
So
Yeah.
he's
He
referring,
did
yes,
mention
and
it
he's
as
lying.
being a
It's actually
Klingon
English.
proverb. And it was Kill Bill Volume 1.
Correct.
Right.
And there you go.
There it is. God. His
Very
face.
mean.
I like
Very
to
mean.
imagine he yells, Scott!
Just a horrible post.
Well, he did it very well, didn't he? William
Yeah.
Shatner
Yeah.
did it very well.
Right, come on, we're gonna have to pile through these now. We're getting on here.
Oh yeah. It's getting
This
late
is
for you guys.
where he's feeling old, and Carol Marcus says, "Tell me what you're feeling. Feeling old. There's a man out there trying to kill me. I haven't seen in 15 years."
And
And then let me show you something that will make you feel young. Then
can I cook
Genesis
and can,
Kev?
or can I cook? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London.
Just a little. How would there be a sun inside the planet? How would that
I never
work?
figured out where that light source is coming from.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we'll let it go.
Thank you.
I know where it's
guessing it's
coming from.
artificial. They've installed a lighting system. I don't know.
Yeah.
Halogens.
Big ones.
It might be a nearby moon or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're
Maybe.
inside.
In the
They're
sun
inside
or
the
whatever.
planet, so it can't
They're
be.
underground, aren't they? Yeah.
Hang on a second. Hang on just
15
one
miles
second.
under the thing.
Hang on.
What if they have like
So
a hole
anyway,
cut in the
What
roof
we
or
have,
whatever?
what
And
we
the sun
have
beams
is a
down.
cave within a planet that is completely and totally a biological and total self-imposed biodome, bioregion. And you're asking where the light source is from. Which part is the most unbelievable? Anyway, moving
But
on.
we'll let it go because we'll let it go.
Because can she cook or
Let it
can-
go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go.
It's just a
Let
movie.
it go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moving.
It was
on.
written
But
from
that's
the
the
right. It was
answer.
written from the right place and not by writers taking the piss.
Mhm.
No, that's
Yeah.
not what I'm getting at. That's not
not
No,
what
that's
Can
what
Can
that's
we
what I'm
keep-
getting at. That's what I'm getting.
Shall we
Mm.
shall we chug a lug?
Moving on.
Because
La,
I
la,
think
la,
I've
la.
probably said something like that on previous streams.
Well, I don't listen to what you say.
I want that
Ooh,
back,
ooh,
Scotty.
ting,
I want
Neither
that
does my
back.
father. So
Mm.
Reliance.
So anyway, regular one.
Where's-
and- oh no, the
where is she?
Reliance.
Where is she? She's gone.
Mhm.
It's 2 hours.
Yeah.
And his braille. His braille.
Eating an apple as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Nice Cockney.
Cockney.
Sorry.
no, but the thing is that the burp coincided with the picture perfectly.
Yeah, but
So
it's breaking
anyway,
down.
so Captain Kirk says, He's like, I don't like to lose. I'm eating an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously referenced.
They did a code thing.
Yeah.
If you've
big
never seen
mobile
Star Trek
phone.
2, The Wrath of Khan, and you're watching this stream, if this is like, there are no spoilers. You won't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So the beam up,
Right.
and this is
Oh
where
my
it's going to
God.
kick off now.
No, I like it when Kirstie Alley takes off her jacket.
God.
I exaggerated. Did he say that in this one? I can't.
Yeah.
remember.
More computer graphics, more vector graphics. We love vector graphics.
Vector graphics.
Yeah.
I love vector graphics. I do.
Oh, resolution independent. You can scale it to anything you like. Brilliant.
Not as much as Trinitron TVs, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they're going to go to the Mutara Nebula.
Right
He goes
up
to
the
Scotty,
nebula.
can you give me the power? He says it's the Energizers bypass like a Christmas tree, and he goes, no promises, blah blah blah.
Christmas? What's that, Spock? It's an ancient festival, Captain.
Ooh.
The odds will be even.
Goose for the sauce, Mr. Savick.
God, isn't that a good ship?
Or sauce for the goose. Fuck.
Mm.
And then now you've got the kind of Navy thing with the Navy shots going into battle.
Navy beans, Navy beans.
Which is what Maya wanted, wasn't it?
And that wonderful score that goes through it when they're all getting doing this stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. The score's fantastic.
Yes.
This is where the
Absolutely.
special effects start getting really good now.
Mm.
So the Enterprise going into the Nebula.
You have to. He thinks in 2D. You have to think in 3D. Apparently.
Yeah, not quite got to that point, but yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, as if people haven't seen it before.
It came out in the 80s. If you haven't seen it by now, I don't have a lot of sympathy for you.
They just don't want us going in there.
Yeah.
Spock dies.
What?
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 If we go in, all our shields and visual thing will be useless.
And
Well, have you heard of taunting? Taunting will get your villain to chase you.
it's the Chippendales. It's the Chippendales.
Hey.
I'm laughing.
Please, Mr. Brown, please.
No, go, Scotty.
Intellect.
He'll give you pleasure saying this more.
I am laughing at your superior intellect.
Yep. He certainly was.
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds. Oh, no, sorry,
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
This scene here.
What?
Back-
You're going to attack them?
Back in the
You're going to attack
80s,
them?
when I first
that's
saw
what you
this,
sound like. You're going to attack them. That's you.
I just thought this was one of the most amazing special effects shots I've ever seen.
What, when you saw on VHS?
Even in VHS, it just
Even
looked-
on Blu-ray.
it just looks incredible.
Even on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
As it goes from left to right and then disappears. I just think it's incredible, and it still looks amazing now. One of the best special effects shots ever.
Nice balls.
But that's just me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
It's just
And I forget
brilliant.
it when I watch Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and they use the same goddamn special effects. I'm like, no, this is amazing. This is amazing.
ILM at their best.
They had a tank,
considering
didn't they?
early days, yeah.
They had a big
Anyway,
tank
shall
of
we move
water
on?
and
Are they going to fight?
Yeah.
Or like
different
on?
colors and shit, didn't they? To
When
grate
does
it.
Spock die?
He dies soon.
I don't know why I'm so excited.
Fuck, according to Wookiee Fever 1969, it's a movie. Fuck.
Is it?
It's a documentary.
Wow.
So this is the
Illusion.
this is
That's
going
it.
up to the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional thinking line.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Wrong.
Again,
Just
with the
recycled
music.
that shot, didn't they? They recycled that shot. Right.
No,
there.
I think this was
No,
an
that's a new shot, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's the shot where it's going around the planet.
Oh.
It's a recycled shot, but they just basically put comp the background in. That's what they did for that shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I disagree
so.
with you,
I don't
and
know.
I'll arm wrestle with you for it.
I think that's a new
Fact check.
shot.
Fact check. 4K time. Fact check.
I can
Okay.
check. Like it is well. Like you. Oh my God! Pew pew pew.
Pew, 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 pew,
Pew
pew.
pew.
And just imagine that to do that. I don't know how they did that in those days. You can easily do that in computers now, can't you? The laser
Yeah.
thing, but I think it was by hand. Is it? I can't remember how they did it in those days.
Looks
They
great.
actually invented a laser
Yeah.
gun
Well,
and fired it.
It doesn't look animated, but it
It
may
is,
very
though.
well be.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that was the only way they could do it in those days.
Yeah.
Huh.
Back in the day.
Hmm.
And then this
These
plates.
shots are definitely from the Blu-ray, right? Because they look so clean.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
That's what I
Yeah.
watched today. Yeah, the Blu-ray high def version, just brilliant,
Perfect.
absolutely brilliant. It was like almost watching it for the first time again. It's just fantastic.
Like a virgin.
Well,
Touched
and
by
I
the
had,
very
First
first
time.
time.
Hey.
I had the privilege of actually seeing it in a cinema recently within the last 5 years. And
Ooh, nice.
it blew me away. It was a digital representation.
Yeah.
And it, like when you have to watch it,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It kind of blows your mind is how good it is.
I don't think I've ever seen it on a modern day cinema screen. I've seen it back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
but not on the kind of high def projectors. I would imagine it would look incredible.
It does. Anyway, so pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
There's more pew pew.
So the Enterprise phasered the Reliance, and
Up
all
the
the
butt.
ceiling, all the ceiling comes down. The rocks are flying everywhere.
Yeah. Really got the bridge pretty good.
Yeah, and a steel post or something fell on.
Oh yeah, when he lifts that
Yakin.
thing off
Yeah.
that guy, it looked
Yeah.
really plastic. Didn't it?
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite.
He's
fun.
like, I will avenge you.
Yeah, he does.
He goes, "Yours is the superior," and that was it.
Yes. Yeah.
So back on the Enterprise, the mains are fucked by the looks of it. Scotty's not feeling too well.
No, he's not. He's been eating too
think-
much.
I think McCoy's giving him one from behind.
Hey.
Nice.
Waka waka. Here we go. Yours is the superior intellect.
Yeah.
I think he was he in Dynasty? That guy?
It was in V.
Oh, V, of course. That show, V. Yeah, he was
Do you remember that one, Matt?
I'm just trying to think which guy are we talking about. That guy.
the blonde guy,
Um,
Joaquin.
Judson
Cassidy.
Scott. Yeah.
I
It was
don't
in
remember
V.
if he was in V or not. To be honest,
Yeah,
with you.
it was
I
in
need to
V.
watch that again.
He was one of the slimy visitors.
Was it? Ah, yes. Actually, he rings a bell now. I think he still had a mullet, didn't he?
This is the two-dimensional thinking, three-dimensional thinking thing.
And
Spock's so calm.
Yeah.
that's also a really good screen grab.
It's from Blu-rays.
Taking a Valium, Captain.
Blu-rays.
Well, no, just seeing the relationship between Kirk and Spock. That's all.
I think the foreshadowing earlier on was great, wasn't it? With the Kobayashi Maru and Savick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kirk
Absolutely.
giving his advice, and then it kind of all accumulates in this duel between Kirk and Khan, and the battle of the intellects there.
Well, that's the thing. You see, this is a no-win scenario for Kirk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's very clever script, full of layers.
And then the three-dimensional thinking comes into, because he
And
says,
then
what is it?
pew,
Something about
pew.
three-dimensional thinking, you say?
Pew, pew,
Goes
pew.
down, what is it, 10,000 meters or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
we have that in
And then-
yards?
No.
Feet?
And
That'll
then they
tickle them.
Pew,
Phaser.
pew, pew, pew.
Reliant getting the shit kicked out of it.
The
Yep.
soundtrack
More.
in these little battle scenes. Oh my god, it's incredible. You really
I
felt
love
it.
Yeah. The nacelle
Gotcha.
going.
I love how they went in the nebula to even the playing field. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
He wouldn't accept defeat, would he, El Khan?
No.
No,
He would not.
even that's a good scene.
He's like, even though I'm going to die, I'm going to take you with me. That's
Yeah,
basically what
exactly.
he
If
was
I'm
saying,
going down, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not looking so good there.
Mm-mm.
No.
Sexy, sexy. Well, yeah, no, now he's just gonna like turn and spit his last breath at
At
the
the-
I stab at thee.
Yeah.
Was that Smeagol or Khan?
Khan.
Says
It was Khan.
He sounded like Smeagol when he
And
said it.
then another optical effect, which looks great.
Legal
Look
wearing
at
a
that.
crown.
Look at that. That's nice as that.
Yeah.
it's symmetrical.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the whatever.
It
Few
is
or
indeed
one.
symmetrical, of course.
That's what counts.
This is where they find out the Genesis wave is going. It's going on in the screen, and
They need to
We've got-
beam out.
they need to
Or-
get out of Dodge, don't they?
Yeah.
And Spock
And
decides to leave his
double.
post.
Yeah.
Yes. Decides?
Yeah. He decides to
look at
leave his
that.
post and sacrifice himself.
How
True.
good is that?
Mhm.
That is an amazing shot.
That is champion.
Yeah.
Get
That
us
is
out
one of
this, Scotty.
You damn son of a bitch, you can't go in there, you'll die.
Perhaps
Yeah.
you're right. What is Mr. Scott's? And then he tricks him and he
What is
gives him
Mr.
the
Scott's
Vulcan.
commission?
Well, I don't know. He's full of.
Yeah.
Hey Scott, look over there. It's Madonna. Oh my
Yep.
bad.
Remember,
Remember.
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
was
well.
put in afterwards, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Yeah, rush job. Part time.
This was put in afterwards, and the offer of directing Star Trek 3, and he couldn't turn it down, could he?
No. It led on to 3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah. So they're escaping or trying to escape, but they're not going to make it.
Yeah. They won't make it in time before the bomb goes off.
It's true. So anyway, Spock goes into the thing that'll make it so that they can get away before the bomb goes off. And this is really, really cool. He puts on gloves and he lifts up a thing and he shoves his face and hands into it and he pulls out a bunch of stuff that apparently
Bright
is gonna
lights,
make,
bright
Bunch
lights.
of stuff.
like it's in the way. And
Yeah.
so then he puts everything back on. And then after that absolutely ridiculous, what is this? Then the most emotional moment in Star Trek
Oh,
history
yes.
happens.
Mhm.
So
Uh,
but right before that, the most ridiculous thing happens. But then right after that, emotions happen.
From the sublime to
Okay.
the ridiculous, or the other way around.
Strike
Cat's
that,
in the
reverse it.
Chat says,
Yes.
if I have one nitpick, it's we don't see a screenshot of Khan seeing the Enterprise warp away.
Yeah.
Reaction shot.
But he's
too
kind of
big-
dying as it happens.
Well, yeah, he's too busy spitting his breath at the. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
His last one, don't
Yeah.
forget.
No, but he's already blowed up and dead. He's dying, dude.
And then
Speaking of
Lots of-
blowed up and dead and dying,
bright
hey,
lights,
Spock.
bright lights, bright lights.
I love the little
It's,
touch when Spock was about to talk to the captain. He straightens his jacket before he
Yeah.
talks to him. Well,
And he
that's fun,
loses footing.
We're
Tries
not
to look
there
all
yet.
professional.
This is Kirk. We're not going to make it. This is Kirk resigned to the fact that he can't do anything.
Yeah.
He's kind of that's a very
He's hoping.
closed. Like he's certainly all wound
We're not-
up like a
we're not gonna make it, are we?
$3 bill.
Uh-huh.
We're not going
Yeah.
to make it, are we?
Mm.
He's not happy.
And this is the I
This
spit
guy is.
The
my
last
love.
ditch effort.
I will fucking kill you, you son of a bitch. How
I
dare you
spit my
strand me
breath
on
at
a
thee.
planet? Never check up on me? My wife died, you cunt. I hate you, and I will do everything in my power to destroy.
Oh,
Wow.
never thought I'd meet a
God,
Canadian that was
this
so
is-
passionate.
Of that, Khan died.
That is how
Kincaid won.
Khan feels.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Poor old Khan. He was a
Is
loser
it
from
me
the
you're
beginning.
looking
You're a
for?
loser, baby. Go on,
Loser from the very beginning.
There are so many interpretations.
Speaking
Anyway,
of winners-
meanwhile, back on the ranch, Spock is
He's fixed
putting
it.
a fucking cap on an antimatter core.
Mhm.
But he did a good job, and he saved the Enterprise, saved everybody.
And then
Yeah.
cue the light show.
Yeah.
Boom. I love this light show.
Yeah.
And then boom.
Literally.
He thinks
left
he thinks it's
just in
Scotty.
time.
Goes, well done, Scotty. And
Yeah.
he looks at the chair, and it's like, no,
He's
it
like,
ain't
"Oh, no."
Scotty.
Mr. Scott. Go.
It's
The mains
not
are back
Scotty.
online.
Yeah.
It ain't Scotty.
And then they're looking
Oh,
at
Carol.
the forming of the Genesis planet on the view screen.
My God. I miss you, BB
There you
Besh.
go.
You are Fox.
Look at that. Look at those collars. They're amazing.
It's
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
no,
It's a nice
Totally.
jacket. It's a nice jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've made green, my
Icon.
lord.
Hmm.
Edmund, look.
And then,
Carol, look at it.
well done, Mr. Scott.
Jim.
And then, Jim, you better get
You
down
better
here.
get down here. You
And he
better
looks at
come.
Spock's
Classic.
chair.
Cinema Sin, you better get down here. Ding.
Ooh.
And in the birth of a new planet. It's cross-cut between...
And then he
Oh,
runs through
yeah,
the ship.
no. You'll flood the whole compartment.
He's dead
He's
already.
dead already.
3 men had to keep him back. That
Not a
guy that
baby.
was basically looked like he was sucking Captain Kirk's dick, the bloke at the bottom. Have you got that shot? Have you got that shot where 3 of them are holding him back?
Oh, that
Have you
would've
not
been a
noticed
good
the third
shot.
guy?
I don't know.
I am
have I?
familiar with the fellatio guy, yes.
Yeah.
All on the captain, confirmed.
I did take a screenshot, but obviously I had to get rid of some shots. I would be here all night, even though we are here all night. But there you go.
I
Yeah,
shall
there
be
you are.
and always shall be your friend. Live long and
I
prosper.
admire everything about the acting choices of Leonard Nimoy
Oh,
in this film. Like when he's blind. He has just shoved his face in a ruptured toilet bowl of nuclear.
of antimatter stuff.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
blind and he is responding to noise and
Skin hanging off. Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh,
he's,
that's
yeah,
so
he
awful.
does.
Poor guy.
He's got all this sloughing face, and he even, and as you mentioned, he straightens his jacket before he moves towards what he hears, because the first thing that he hears is Kirk yelling Spock,
Yeah.
and
Jim.
it is
Jim.
exactly. But he moves toward that sound until he hits the plexiglass.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Transparent aluminum.
yes, sir.
Aluminium.
This is a death scene that gives credit to the character.
Jim, delete my porn, Jim. It's called Ponfar Naughties, Jim.
Or you know
Delete
what?
my
We can
internet
talk about
history.
we can talk about deleting the histories.
It's amazing what a low budget can do to filmmakers. They had to make something good with that low budget, and they had to make the characters work. So kudos to them, because in the first movie they had, well, I can't remember, 77 million or something just like that they'd take to make it, and it was rubbish as far as I was concerned. The first one. Yeah.
It was all lens flares and
I thought it was it $45 million it cost.
Something
It just-
like that,
It just
the
kept
first
going
one.
up and up. And
Yeah.
But this one
yeah,
just
the
like
first-
relied more heavily on the acting and the dynamic
story.
between the characters. Yeah.
Yeah. They had to bring it down.
And
didn't
the redressing of sets to save money.
they?
Yeah, but it
This-
worked.
This whole scene though just reminded me how much of a hack J.J. Abrams is.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Such
definitely.
a hack.
Although I did like the first Star Trek movie, the first JJ one. I thought that was all right.
You know, because they brought that nostalgia with like
Yeah, they
Spock
did.
Prime and all that, and
Mm.
you know, they
There was
suckered
some
us in.
nice touches in it, but
So,
Orchie though, it was Orchie. It was all Orchie. Nothing to do
Yeah.
with JJ. JJ
at
just
least we got
directed it.
something reasonable purely because of Robert Orchie. But there you go.
Yeah.
I have been and always shall be your friend.
Oh, when he says that, it's just gut wrenching because you know he's right about to die at that moment.
And he dies.
Yeah.
On
But then he
Far
comes
Bad
back.
Girls. It's on the desktop, Jim.
How do you feel? Remember that computer? How do you
Yeah,
feel?
in the fourth one, and he's like,
the fourth one, yeah.
he talks
I
to
do not
his
understand
mom.
the question.
It's so
Computer
cute
says
because you know
no.
his mom is human,
yeah.
and she's like, "Well, Spock, the computer's programmed with that knowledge." He's like, "Yes, but I don't understand." It's a good scene. I like that.
It
Sorry.
is a good thing. Yeah.
Your mother was a human and your father smelt of elderberries.
Anti-derivative Jill, hail.
Please.
Captain, a woman will appear claiming to be my foster sister. She is delusional and cause my family much distress. Please do not listen to her.
Yes.
Awesome anti-derivative Jill, and great to see you here. By the way,
Yes.
thank you for
A
coming.
bird for bird and
With
from
comments like that, you can
Jill.
come here anytime. Excellent.
Nice. She will have the shaved head, Captain. Look out for her.
Wow. I mean, we didn't even know Spock had a half brother as well.
Oh yeah, Cyborg.
You know what? Hashtag
We didn't
Scott.
find that one.
Cyborg.
Part
I
time.
love Cyborg.
But also, according to Dumbass, what's his face, who's directed Dumbass, he's got a sister, half sister as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Cluxman.
Ugh.
Klatsman.
Robert Meyer Burnett.
What if I
Hipster.
may interject a
Yes.
little bit of Cybok here? If
Go on.
they were to put Cybok in Discovery, I would give it like 25 credits. Like if they would acknowledge Cybok in Discovery, then I would be like, great. I don't like either of these step siblings.
It may have even been better with Cyborg.
I don't
Yeah.
like
But there you go.
Discovery
Agreed.
full stop, and I wish it
Dog
didn't
Dog shit.
exist.
It's dog shit.
Didn't
Yeah.
I want to see
exist.
some hardcore.
And I
Just
don't
call
want
it
I don't
Star
want to
Trek
soil this
dog shit.
stream with that dog shit either.
Yeah. Thank you.
Your
Robert-
hearts are closed.
Robert Meyer
Shut
Burnett has quoted many times that he
Hipster.
cried when he watched this
I did.
Baby.
first time.
Yeah.
And I would say the first
yeah,
time I
it's
saw it on
right.
VHS, I was pretty fucking upset, to be fair.
I shed a tear last weekend when I watched this, rewatched this.
I
It's a
reached for the
gut wrenching
popcorn.
scene.
Yeah.
There's always
Yeah,
possibilities.
Yeah, when I watched it today, I just thought, fucking hell, this is good acting. Just the friendship of these, a friendship so deep with what these two have gone through and the mutual respect and I suppose love for each other.
Oh, don't say that. You know, Discovery is going to make a big thing out of that. You know?
Please don't soil the stream.
Zach.
It was
with
a
the
serious moment there for any Star Trek fan, and
Yeah, we know
Don't
about the
spoil the
Revenge.
stream,
The
that's
Revenge.
you just
Yeah.
come in and just give it some fucking Discovery shite.
Yeah,
But anyway.
tell me
Yeah.
about it.
And I think I appreciate what you're saying, Mr. Brown, and I think that
You
I
get it, don't
agree
you?
with
You get it, don't you?
Is
You
that
get it.
I think that this is an example of pure Star Trek. It is about this is about two people, like one half alien, half human, one man, pure human, and this is duty, honor, friendship. This is
Friendship.
absolutely
loyalty. Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah.
Everything about this is just about I love you and you love you too. And
Yeah.
your love
Like
doesn't
Barney
have
the
to-
dinosaur.
No, heavens fucking No. I don't understand why
2 +
every
2 is
love has
4.
like. No, I just think that this is one of the most pure representations of.
Scotty, they don't understand. That's the problem.
Well,
don't
it's not a
understand, Scotty.
We
problem,
do.
Don't
and
get
We
it.
do. We do.
well, I'm glad that we do. I'm glad that we do.
No, I get the whole thing of like being
I
a
got it
really good
first.
kinship, and regardless of Spock not wanting to show emotions, he proved that he really was Kirk's friend. And yes,
You know
I
what?
get that.
I've never
I will-
even seen a Vulcan penis.
I will break the rule. What I said about Discovery. This is the polar opposite of Discovery.
Yeah.
Because if Discovery people get their claws into this one, they'll say, "Oh yeah, it's a gay relationship between Spock and Kirk and all that crap." They'll be adding all that
That's what it's
rubbish
about
in
to
it.
them, isn't it?
Even though
Yeah.
Kirk was like a man whore with all these other chicks.
They're going
Sure.
to turn
Yeah.
it into a
Yeah.
glory hole. Kirk's just a snob.
Hey, Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Can I plug my my Star Trek show that happens?
You're going
at
to go on, mate.
9:30 Eastern on Monday nights, where I get to have conversations about Star Trek with a woman who played a Klingon on Discovery Star Trek. Yes, that's right. She was a Discovery Klingon.
On 3:30.
An orc Klingon?
Well,
3:30.
no, I still find her attractive.
And what channel is that?
That would be on the Phantasmagorium
Zero.
channel.
And where do people find this channel?
Well, it's on the YouTubes.
And where do people
we-
find YouTube?
Well, it's on www.theinternet.com.
Tell it there, boss.
Anyway, moving on. Let's go. I wanted to
go
plug and
already.
you derailed it, but it was funny, so I loved it.
Mr. Brown. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Sorry. I was going to ask you to actually highlight that comment, so it's like you read my mind. Sorry.
It's the wingman, you see. If the wingman
Yeah.
speaks, you've got to say stuff. So, PCAT, wingman of the channel. This is a fillet mignon,
Mhm.
and Discovery is a McDonald's burger run over by a garbage truck
It's been very kind, isn't it?
with
Pretty much.
J.J. Abrams dog shitting on top of it as well.
Extra flavor.
Okay, so in fact, Cam,
Cam says,
Hey,
Cam.
Cam.
there is a bond that forms in the crucible of battle and that outsiders can never understand.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
And then there's I feel so
Hey, Not Brian Young is promoting. He says Scotty's show is a link in the chat.
Brian has been a fucking hero tonight. Well done, Brian.
Agreed.
lad. We miss you, Brian.
Yeah, but I really don't like him. Cam says at PCAT, hail.
Here you go.
Well said. Oh my God, look at them just touching hands. It's heartbreaking.
Can't touch, can I? You have been and always shall be my friend. Live long and prosper. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
ugh,
Look at that. Even like,
look at that.
oh,
desktop folder, Jim.
that is, oh my.
Oh,
Like, I think this screenshot is going to be something that this is how I'm going to feel when my paw falls away.
that's any Star Trek fan going. Another season of Discovery. Fuck.
For real.
Man, you really felt that. Just look at his face. Good bit of acting as well.
Yeah.
Shatner earning his money for once.
Like, I'm
Right?
going to, looking at this right now, I am thinking that I'm going to go to my dad tomorrow and be like, I need a tunic from Star Trek 2. And he's going to be like, why? And I'm going to be like, because I want to wear it when I give your eulogy.
Got it. You said you were
Yikes.
Darth Vader.
I know I'm a crazy person, Reni.
Can we move on?
Yes,
It's
please.
creepy. Yeah.
Well, no, but we're talking about Death of Spock, the divide between losing your friend and surviving, and seeing the sacrifice to make good on the sins that you yourself, Captain Kirk, was the man who made Spock's death happen. He sent the seed into space on SETI Alpha 5.
No,
This
it doesn't
is
make
incredible.
when-
Captain Kirk caused the death of Spock. True story.
His best friend.
Yep. This is a
Funeral scene.
consequences. James Tiberius Kirk is assessing the consequences of his life.
Yeah.
Right.
This is where we start getting into peak Kirk Shatner acting.
Good night, Ian.
Bye, Ian.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, he had to go to bed. It's almost.
Oh,
No.
well, we're nearly finished. Oh, night, Ian. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry, guys.
Oh, night, Ian.
Literally,
My
we're
mistake.
2 slides away, but there you go.
Oh, so close.
I was talking too much.
Yeah.
Like the penalties.
Yeah,
So
I don't think we've ever
is-
gone on this long.
I know. His,
Holy crap.
So, of all the souls I've known, his was the most human.
But like,
I know,
it's the
just
way he
got me.
said it.
Yeah,
That's-
and then his lip goes,
He
isn't
went-
it? So,
Yeah, so touching and so
Yeah.
yeah. That's another tearjerker.
and then
really
this is for P-Cats.
He's really bodying the character there, right there, isn't he? in this?
Absolutely.
Long haired Kirstie Alley with tears,
Good lord.
and then the torpedo gets fired onto the Genesis planets, and then Kurt goes into his quarters reading a book, and his glasses are fucked. And then David comes in. I'm proud to be your son.
Yeah, that
And
was a
the
good one
most
too.
awkward
Yeah.
hug in cinematic
Yeah.
history
Yeah.
occurs.
Well, because they don't know each other. You know,
Yeah.
how would
Yeah.
you feel if you met your dad for
Yeah.
the first time? You know,
Yeah.
and that was you. It's rough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's not that kind of guy, is he? He's not
Yeah.
a hugging kind of
Yeah.
guy. He's not a fatherly figure. So
Doesn't know how to be a dad.
yeah,
And
Fair
then
enough.
Enterprise, the sunrise, coming away from the Genesis planet.
Yeah.
that's a
and they're all-
beautiful one actually with Kirk hugging his son because he's just lost someone so dear to him, and he's kind of
Gained
just
somebody, yeah.
could be so dear. to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point, Matt. Good point.
I've lost a Vulcan, but I've gained a son.
Yeah. So they're all there, being very retrospective. Kirk feels young.
Refreshed.
Yeah. And then the torpedo scene thrown in later by ILM
Yeah.
after the test audiences.
Hmm.
And
And
then
then
Down, down,
Nimoy
down.
goes space, the final frontier, which I think was the first time he did it.
yes.
And then that was it.
And so anyway, we're all left with a cliffhanger.
Well, but we don't think it's a cliffhanger at the time. You know,
No, I
it's
never
just
did.
like, oh, Spock's gone.
Right back to
Genesis
the-
is renewing. You
But
know.
I really liked that the fact
Yeah.
that the Genesis device returned him to life, if you like. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Which we didn't know at the time.
No,
at all.
Not
No.
until the
No.
third.
No.
I just remember being so young and sitting in the cinema and thinking, wow, there's all these older people that have loved Star Trek for so much longer than me. They all must be feeling this huge loss of Spock.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to sympathize with how other people were feeling, you know, because I was kind of a newcomer to Star Trek at the time. It was bad enough for me being an 8-year-old and kind of just vaguely knowing Spock, let alone adults that were watching it. And they must have been just had their hearts wrenched out, you know. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like.
Yeah, as a lifelong fan, it was pretty devastating, to be fair.
Hmm.
But anyway, Shall we end there, boys and girls? Very, very long one.
Yeah, almost 4
Yeah.
hours, man.
Well, I should leave first, and
We'll
so
no, we'll,
hey, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown,
stay.
Mr. Brown.
Boy, it doesn't work like that. Bear with me.
Well, no, I'm just asking. Ship
Very
out of
Scotty.
danger? Is the ship
Scotty.
out of danger?
It is. It is.
Ship out of danger. Sorry.
I think he does that on purpose. You know that.
On purpose.
Where he cuts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got jokes, bro. He got jokes.
One sentence each, then, boys and girls, and then we'll leave. Swapshop.
God, how can you put this into a sentence? Just stupendous and a definition of Star Trek for me.
I'll agree with that. Cockney.
No time travel, thank fuck.
Yeah.
Reni.
You know, I know it's an older movie, but it still holds up today, even if the effects aren't the best. The acting is what makes this movie amazing, and the interaction between the characters.
Yeah.
Good film.
Yeah. Scotty. Oh, you've gone. I think MegaGeek will probably say great scripts, great direction, great acting, great story, sense of loss, the usual kind of, yeah. So I think we'll call it a draw there, guys. So I will just say to everybody in the chat, especially the ones, mainly PCATs, who have stuck 3 hours 40. That was a long one.
What is it next week, Brown?
I don't know yet.
Lord
Bear
of the
with me.
Rings extended editions.
I will just say to the chat. Thank you, chat. Wonderful as always. We are truly nothing without you guys. So if you enjoyed the stream, press the thumbs up, share it with your mates, etc., etc. I do appreciate all the input, so thank you guys. I will thank the guests on behalf of not Brian Young. Cheers, Brian. Wonderful. Brian taking one for the team tonight. So cheers, Brian.
Yeah, we miss you, Brian.
Scotty, thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it. MegaGeek, cheers. Fantastic as always. Thank you, my friend. Reni, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Always a pleasure. And I cannot tell you how much it means to me to be part of this team, so to speak. You guys are all amazing, and I just enjoy having these chats. I look forward to this show every week.
You're so kind. So thank you, my darling. Cockney, cheers, pal.
Check out my channel, everyone. Battle Wank tomorrow night.
Are you doing anything after this? Or
I'm fucking cream crackered.
Yeah, I am. I'm going straight to bed, mate.
Yeah, no, I'll do. But tomorrow, battle in what is it about 20 hours from now?
Yeah, Cockney will be about doing his battle wank.
In fact, 19.
Yep.
It is. Fuck.
And last but not least, thank you, Matthew.
You're very welcome. It's been a wonderful experience, even though I'm shagged out.
Same here.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to have relived this movie and shared everyone's thoughts, and you guys have been great to do it with.
You are welcome. Always great to have you on, mate. So I think that's it, boys and girls. We will see you next time. I haven't made my mind up what film we're doing next time.
12 Monkeys.
Star Trek 3. Just a suggestion. I mean, the first one doesn't count because it was such crap.
We don't know. Maybe.
12 Monkeys.
Anyway, I've never seen 12 Monkeys. And
Go
on that
see
bombshell,
make it your film of the week. Go on.
That bombshell, I will say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care. We will see you next time.
Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Love you guys.